We addicted to fast cars, bad bras, late nights, last calls, alcohol, bad, just scrolling through the phone log, hit 'em up, all my pick 'em up, we bout to have a time tonight, sure you keep that burner tuck, cause niggas like to creep low, say motherfuck the P.O. and the judge, but if they come with us, just know it's love, I'm saying just because, yeah. Cause we been coming from welfare, Medi-Cal, healthcare, living in the hood is hell here, hell yeah. I'm saying just because, love. I watched my mama and my daddy struggle with the bottle. I watched my cousins and my brother banged out full throttle. Driver's seat, we bout that action, we ain't sitting idle. And even when they melanated, still a rival. I ain't about killing, but I'm about survival. And we be praying to the Lord, but still ain't read the Bible. And put that pedal to the floor with a savage title. Hope we don't crash out. Shawty out, seeking attention, she got that out.
What is freezing? Does he know you using it?
It's your boy JT stepping in for my man Mandrell and his sister Shoo. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? I have been a little bit late. It's happening right now because my doggone video has been taking forever to download, but we finally got it together, man. We finally got it together. Man, it's been a long week. I want to welcome everybody to Unapologetic with Mandrell and Shoo. I'll be your guest host for those two. Got a good show tonight. I got my man, and I guess y'all already seen the title. How do broken men heal? And it's going to be based off of a video that we be breaking down today with my man Jeezy and Nia Long. But before we even get started, man, let me go ahead and the people that already trickled in, I will be calling out names anyway. But my boy Hassan, I think he was in earlier. Corey Hager, what's going on, Corey? What's happening with you? On the what we know side, my girl Just J, what's going on, Just J? This is going to be unorthodox. You know, my man Mandrell, he and his sister Shoo, they also do video breakdowns, but they have a different way on how they do their shows or whatever, man. It's based off of things that they come up that they try to make more individual, that's closer to home with them too. Especially with Shoo being in the acting business out there doing that. And by the way, with Shoo, man, y'all check her out. I don't know which season she gonna be in, but she will be on which one of the powers is it? She's going to be Raising Canaan. That's who she's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Black Man Unfiltered, what's going on, bro? What's happening? I'm just waiting for my doggone video to come on up. It'll be coming up in a little bit, y'all. But until then, we'll just go ahead and chit chat and see what's going on. Corey, what's been going on with you, brother? What's been popping with you? How you been today? How's everything? We had a show yesterday, which was cooler than a fan. Talk That Talk Tuesday, man. We had fun with that one last night, man. My cheeks are still hurting, and even in the back chat, it still got my doggone cheeks is hurting right now. I swear to God they are, man. We was laughing so much yesterday. We had all kind of jokes yesterday, man. And that doggone, if y'all don't know, boy, Lost in Translation, if y'all ain't really know who he is, that fella there, man, that's a funny dude right there, man. I'm telling you. Like, man, I feel, what you say? How did the show pan out last night? LOL. Oh, yeah. Right. Right. It was something else, man. We had fun, though. We done got your girl, Anissa. We got her blood pressure high last night. It was pretty cool, though. It was really, really cool, man. We had fun. So, yeah, man. Have you guys ever um dealt with someone? I know you probably do know someone, a brother from the hood, or someone that was in the lifestyle, dope dealer, drug guy, or even when you hear about these rappers and stuff, one of the most common things that I've heard that these rappers have suffered was um, suffers from their family, man. And now and more and more, it's starting to be more and more of these young men that's coming up and being truthful and transparent about their relationship with their mom. And they also are being a lot more transparent with being in relationships with their significant others too. And it's funny because now a lot of people think, I mean, if you haven't really understood what's happening right now, it just always seems like once one thing happens, another thing happens. It's like an epidemic that happens. And one of the things that happens with a lot of these men lately is that they're starting to get embarrassed by their loved ones, specifically significant others that they have. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that you have guys like the older rappers that's starting to get some age on them, 40 and 50 years old, that's actually starting to be a lot more transparent about, their upbringing. You don't always hear this whole thing about, because dad wasn't there. Now you're starting to hear, them talking about their relationship with their moms. And when I was watching this video with my man Jeezy, man, it just hit home. It just hit home, especially if you've ever heard his music, if you ever listened to his music. I don't like calling myself a fan, but I used to listen to a lot of Jeezy, man, and it was just a little bit different than a lot of these other rappers that's out there. What's going on, Mandrell? You over here, I'm taking over your show. You'll never get it back. You'll never get it back. Mandrell says, Shoo Shoo has a new YouTube channel. It's called Manipulating Mainstream Media. Okay. Y'all go out there and check that out. Manipulating Mainstream Media. Shoo Shoo has a new one, man. So if y'all get a chance, go over there. Mandrell, you still there, brother? Put it in the put the link in the chat. Or if we got anybody that's if we have anybody in there that got a wrench, if you guys can go over there, pull that and grab that, yeah, and grab that link and put it into the chat. Okay, so it did come up. Let me go ahead and do this here. Bring this up. Where are we at? YouTube. Okay. Here. Let's go here. Let me see where we at. Yeah. Let's see if I can put this in. I'm going to type it here. There we go. There we go. All right.
Was very religious.
I don't want to play it right now. Damn. Yeah, what's wrong with y'all? But anyway, yeah, we have you had rappers like Juvenile spoke on his past. You had well, according to Snoop was he didn't really have a bad relationship with his mom. But Tupac, he had a bad relationship with his mom, even though he tried to exonerate her. He was going back and forth with his mother. But it was more and more rappers that had those relationships with their moms, even though the father probably was not there. Now you're starting to hear it. So with this guy Jeezy, his transparency was really, it was kind of raw, man. And he still, one of the things I like about him, man, he knows how to talk. He knows how to talk, and he also talks about himself, though. So I'm going to get started with this video because this video is kind of lengthy. And then once I hit and get into the meat of the video, man, I'm going to start bringing people up, pulling people up, and we're going to start having a conversation. What's going on, Reckless Ray? What's going on with you, partner? Ashton must be on my side. What's going on, brother? What's going on? I'm gonna be highlighting, man. So also, before we even get started with the videos, let me go ahead and do some house cleaning right quick. Black Man Unfiltered. If you guys can, please give a I'm gonna put it in here too. A Cash App. Donate Cash Apps for the Black Man Unfiltered, man, for giving you this content. If you can. Right now, we won't be able to accept any monetizations on this channel right now because of some things that's going on between the channel and YouTube themselves. But we'll be back on there. But in the meantime, I'm gonna put this right up under here. If you can, support the channel. And if you listen to Black Man, just let me know who's donated or whatever, man, and I can give them a shout out also. Let me see what else we have going on. Yeah, and if you can also, if you have not done so, go to my channel also, What We Know Podcast. I got matter of fact, I'm simulcast on there right now. So if you guys see me pull up some comments like this one right here, that probably would be on the What We Know side right there also. My man Lost Lit, what's going on? Lost in Translation. It's my homeboy. He was one of them that had me cracking up laughing yesterday, man. Had me cracking up yesterday. But what else I need to do? What else I need to put in here? All right, my man CBN is in the back. I got my man Corey in the back. And it's going to be going on. What's going on, CBN, man? Big salute to you, brother. All right. So let me make sure we got this together. We're going to start out with the beginning of this video, and I'm going to be stopping this video periodically. So if you get annoyed for people that are stopping and starting videos, then this might not want to be your time to be watching it over here. But we're going to be giving great commentary, man, when it comes down to what we have. I don't know. Have anybody, give me a 1 in the chat if you've even seen this interview. Hey, what's going on, Sugar Bomb? What's going on? What's going on with you? The Super Troll is in the building. I'm going to give you... All right, man. Let's go ahead and get started in this video, man. We're going to get started right now.
Made me go to church and Sunday school and Easter speeches and all that. I didn't realize at the end. I just went because I was supposed to be going.
Yeah.
Right? But it came to some points in my life where things just happened that was so real that there was nowhere else to go but with God.
What was the activation moment of trauma for?
Can you guys hear that? Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear it. Black David, can you hear it? All right. 1 in the chat if you can hear it. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can.
For you?
I think there were several things. I think that the first was being left with a babysitter. There was a woman that was older than me. I mean, that was older, and her, touching and doing things to me that don't normally happen to kids. Right?
Like molesting.
Right, basically.
Yeah.
So I was introduced to sex at a very
really
young age.
young.
Yeah.
We starting to hear a lot of that from men. You starting to hear a lot of men coming out talking about they've been touched as a youngin by someone that was older. This is what right here. I'm like, wow, just get in here and just listen to my man Jeezy talk about this here, man. It's more and more men. I think my man, black man have mentioned that when he was younger. Older women, you know, taking advantage of him as a kid or whatever, man. So this is crazy, bro. Let's keep going.
Second thing was that I had this lady that lived next door to us in an apartment. She was married to this guy. They had 2 kids. And it was around my age, and I used to hang out with him. And I was there one day, and I remember like it was yesterday. They got into an argument.
Yeah.
And me and the little boys was playing in the room, and I heard them, you know, and I heard that saying before, you wait till I get back. I'll be right back. And I kind of looked at the boys. I'm like, yo, you know, and sure enough, he came running upstairs, and he went in the closet, right? And when he was going in the closet, he was thumbing through the closet, and I saw when he pulled it out, it was like a big, like had to be like a silver 357.
Oh
and
my
I looked
God.
at them, and I immediately was like, yo, we gotta hide.
Yeah.
And
But why did you know to hide?
because I had been around that before growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and climbed under the sink in the bathroom and hid. And I heard some yelling, and all I heard was pow, pow, pow.
He killed the wife?
He didn't kill her. He shot her like 4 times.
Oh my.
Hey, what's going on? Take heed to the message. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? How are you? So I could just imagine being in someone's house. You should be in someone's house that you trust, and they got guns, and the man just shoots his wife or girlfriend while kids were there. So I'm thinking Jeezy is not that much younger than me. So as a kid, and be able to have that's something that's traumatic right there. It explains a lot about the music that he like the lyrics in his music, man. If you ever heard Jeezy, man, it's a little bit different than a lot of people. The way that they used to rap. Jeezy used to tell you how to sell drugs without telling you to sell drugs. And then he applied it with a lot of analogies. But you can just hear, and I think in a lot of these rappers, you can see it and you can hear it in their voice. And I just remember when, you know, you had a lot of rappers in 90s that used to try to explain it to people on why they rap the way that they rap. And they used to always say it's something that we've seen, you know, and this is what we rap about. Some people used to say, this is all I know, you know, so this is what I'm a rap about. But I think it was more of people finding a way to express their pain. It changed a lot more as, you know, as the generations, more and more generations started getting into rap. It started being more idolized instead of someone that was really telling a story about what was going on, whether it was them through the eyes of themselves or through the eyes of someone else. But he's already expressed 2 traumatic incidents in his life already. He's already did that. So it's kind of crazy. And it's funny how Nia is looking at him like she's terrified. But I also understand that she had theatrics too because she's the interviewer. But let's keep going.
God.
Right. And he ran, left us there. My mom and dad came looking for me. Eventually, they found me under the sink when the police and everything was there. But I just, you know, they just stuck with me, right? And before I was 8, I had already accepted this is the norm, right? I was already desensitized. And
At 8 years old?
Yeah, I was already thinking like, okay, this is what life is. And it gave me this thing to like always like protect myself, right?
Yeah.
And
Because nothing
think.
felt safe.
Right.
Do you have siblings at this
My
point?
brother died when I was younger.
What did it do to your mother?
I mean, my mother had a like very toxic relationship.
You and your mom?
Yes. My sister's my little sister. Right?
Yeah.
But I call her my little big sister because she's probably the only person that can talk sense into me.
My relationship with my father was probably very toxic.
So this is the part where it kind of I'm not gonna say it rubbed me the wrong way. I wasn't triggered by it, but because I understood what Nia Long is trying to do is that she's trying to get commonality with Jeezy, and that's what a lot of interviewers would do. But I think she just did it in the wrong sense. But I'm gonna let you guys hear it. So what she's telling him is when he's talking about his toxic relationship with his mom, she tries to give a whole thing where she's saying her toxic relationship with her dad. Now understand the difference between the two right off the bat. And Nia Long is about to explain this on what she considered to be toxic with her father.
How so?
Well, because he wasn't there.
Okay.
I didn't.
How can you have a toxic relationship with somebody that wasn't there? That's where it's like, okay, I can understand that things happen and you can be mad at the person or things can go wrong, but that was where she went kind of wrong at when she was saying he wasn't there and their relationship was toxic. Now compare it with Jeezy's.
Have the example of what a family was supposed to look like.
Right.
The first thing before you marry someone, it's like, well, what is his relationship like with his mother?
I feel like my mother, it came from her not being raised right. Very violent, very verbal, very cold. I just remember that.
Corey was saying that it was trauma bonding. Yeah, but I think that trauma bond was kind of forced. She didn't have to say anything. It was kind of like, you should have just let my man just go with where he was going instead of saying that and putting that one out there. She does it a couple of times in this interview, but we'll keep going.
I was kind of on the outside because I looked so much like my father. They divorced, and all I know is my father just told me straight up, he'll never trust another woman again, which made me go, shit.
Well, what was that about?
Because whatever happened between them hurt him.
So one was not feeling safe and protected when you were molested.
Right.
Two was a void of love and compassion and acceptance from your mom.
Yep.
And then the third one was, okay, now I'm going to completely disconnect from myself here because there is no love here. And I'm going to go to the streets and I'm going to hustle and I'm going to make money and I'm going to prove that I'm worthy of this love and I'm going to be somebody.
Right. When I left my mother's house, I had to be around 13, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
And the reason why I left because she pulled a gun on me. Right. Okay. And basically told me, like, you're going to either do what I say, I'm going to take you out of this world type thing. I was just like, yo,
why was she so hard?
I don't really know her father like that. And as I get older, I start to realize that you just never know what somebody went through.
Damn. So let me ask the people in the chat. Do you think that his mom was a terrible mom for pulling a gun out on him, or do you think that she had certain reasons why she could have pulled a gun on him at 13 years old? This is that trauma that we was talking about, and it's funny because we've heard a lot of women talk about the trauma they have with their moms. Last night was kind of reflection to what this video is also, man, because a lot of women, they think that we're being hard on women, but I think right now it's not. I think it's a lot that wasn't spoke on, in the 90s, early 2000s. I just think in the 70s, in the 80s, I don't think people really put their mom out there, and understandably so. But it's not even with me. My mother has never did anything close to that. But with me, I've heard women, talk about, pulling a knife on their kid, pulling a gun on their kid, threatening their kid that they'll kill him, and all these different things. I think that's very traumatizing. Even if like my father he was rough on me, but he was rough as a father. He was stern. I'm not gonna say he was rough. He was just very stern, and he had, things that I just would not challenge. I've never challenged my father, on anything. I thought about it, but it just never. And he never had to pull a gun on me. He never had to, threaten to kill me or anything like that. And even with my mom, she never had to threaten to kill us or nothing like that. But I think a lot of it did have to do with my father being there. My father being there. because every time you hear about a woman that's doing something that's masculine, they go overboard. They go overboard. So we're gonna keep going because I don't want to get you guys lost off to the video.
The thing I love about my mother, she was spicy. Like she got a tongue that can cut half the world down.
I love it. So I'm raising boys.
Right.
It's very interesting when you are trying to get that young boy to be a man and to go out into the world. And I would say that I do a good job of being present with them.
Right.
But then there's that part of me where I'm like, I don't want to raise mama's boys.
I got an option to go to this boot camp. And in that camp, I was able to get my GED, learn life skills, and a bunch of different things. It was my first time being pulled away from my environment, right? So it definitely gave me time to think about, you know, what I wanted to do in my life, where I wanted to go. And it was a different type of experience because it was like a lot of structure, something that I wasn't used to. And it's crazy because I'll never forget, it was one of the times that I was there and I was getting ready to get out. But I remember we went on a field trip because it was near water. And I remember just being on a military ship, like, you know, because the waves are crashing against it. And I was just like, I don't want to go back home. I might should jump over.
Really?
Yeah. And I thought about it a few times. It was so real. That's probably the only time in my life where I ever felt that low, that I felt like this could be the end for me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I buckled back down. I came home. And I definitely turned my hustle up. Like I just went about it as a business. And this is around the time that I had my son. And he made me focus on becoming a man.
We are born as beings meant to be here to love.
Right. That's the crazy thing though, because as I say at 46, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
But I can't honestly tell you that I've experienced love.
Right.
Okay, so this is another reason why I wanted to do this this video also, y'all, because we can be very dismissive towards the street world, right? Especially if we've never came from it. You know, you sell drugs, you should go to prison, right? You out here in the streets, you do bad, you should go, you know, cut and dry. But a lot of times it's not as cut and dry as we would make it to be. One of the things I'm talking about is you hear in these YouTube streets, man, you will hear a lot of guys be so far on the conservative side where they like, if you do, you know, drugs, then your ass should go to go to prison. No help, no nothing. You just a loser. And what I'm starting to really get, I'm trying to find a middle ground myself when it comes down to this. I know a lot of family members that's been in the streets. Some of them made it out the streets, some of them died in the streets, and some of them still in the streets. And I had compassion for them because I really love my family. No matter what it was they were going through, what they were doing, I just love my family. I got family members I ain't seen since the 80s. They still in prison. You know what I'm saying? And you try to have, we talked about it yesterday on the other show, grace. That grace, somebody has to get it. I guess everybody doesn't have to have grace all the time to everything. So I'm going to go ahead and read this right here. My girl, take heed to the message. She says, sometimes when a woman hates her baby father, she can abuse her children. If the father mistreated her, if he mistreated her, or if he mistreated her, not all women, but some can without any care in the world. I think it goes on both. I think a woman can take out their hate on a child because of the father. I think the father would take their hate out on a child that's not theirs. I think that we talked about it last night. It was the same thing. So even right with the mother, she can have so much disdain for the father of that child, where when she see that child, the way that child acts, the way that child talks, the way that it responds to her, And it's kind of like, this is where you hear you just like your daddy shit, you know. So yeah, in a disdain that she has. And sometimes she probably didn't even hate the father of that child. Sometimes she was hurt. Sometimes she was hurt. Sometimes he could have, it couldn't have, it didn't have to actually be his fault or her fault. They broke up for whatever reason. And this is what Jeezy was talking about. He was like, he didn't get into the nuances of what was going on with his mother. And frankly, the way he was looking at it was like, I don't care what they had going on. I was being hurt in the middle of it. I ain't got time to be trying to figure out why they wasn't together. But all I know is that she was, she was fucking my ass up. And she pulled a gun on me at 13 and told me she'd kill me. So yeah, it's crazy out here, man. It's really crazy. Ara, okay. Ara Maya, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I don't know which side that is on, but how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are on the Black Men Unfiltered, please go over to What We Know and subscribe also there. Or if you're on the What We Know podcast, come on over to Black Men Unfiltered and put your subscription over there also. But let's go ahead and get back into it. Tough topics. What's going on with you? What's happening? Welcome. All right, let's go.
Especially non-conditional. Like, I couldn't tell you that. It was always something to it.
Well, maybe you had to get open to it first to heal it, to attract it.
Well, I mean, when you're coming up in a family, right? Yeah. There should be at least a baseline of health.
Yes.
Right? And just healthy.
Yes.
Conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that I probably got more love in the streets than I did when I was. And that's one of the reasons why I love my grandmother so much, because she was the only person that I can recall. My dad's folks was a little more common.
Yeah.
My mom's folks, they weren't playing the radio.
Is your mom still alive?
No, my mom passed. My mom passed during COVID. She had dementia.
So my dad, same.
Yeah.
My dad passed away the day after Kobe Bryant.
Crazy thing is when she was there and I was going to visit her, and when she had dementia, it was a little crazy because I couldn't really, because I was trying to get to a space where I can forgive her. I was trying to talk to her. And then, my mom's smart, even if she had dementia. It's like when I started talking about the hard stuff, she started acting like she don't really understand what I'm saying.
She didn't want to talk about it. It was too painful for her.
Yeah.
How many of you folks had that, observed it, or it happened to you where you try to bring up, your childhood to your parents to let them know how they affected you and they tried to avoid it? I know a lot of people that did that. Sometimes the parent just 100% just shut it down. Sometimes they act like they don't know. I mean, I've heard mothers tell their kids they don't remember. They just keep telling them, I don't remember that. I don't remember that. And that's some crazy stuff, man. For a child to come back and tell you that they wanted to talk about their past, and then they would act like it was just so far gone that they don't remember it. So if you've ever had that, man, give me a 1. If you never even observed it, even if it didn't happen to you, we all got family members, man. We done seen some things happen to our family members. Absolutely. All right, let's keep going.
I love my mother. You know what I'm saying?
Of course you do.
And I think I spent most of my life, which is probably one of the reasons why I'm successful.
Yeah.
It was trying to prove that I'm enough. And every time I got to a milestone, there was no fulfillment there, right?
Because she didn't acknowledge.
She didn't acknowledge it.
I've seen someone break down so bad where you can just feel the hurt that they have because their parent would not acknowledge that something happened. And that's not mother or father, that's both. That can be mother and father when it comes down to it. But yeah, if you want to really, really have a hard conversation, when you got older children that can come back to you and talk to you about some things that affected them, man, it can be tough for a parent. I'm telling you, I done seen some parents struggle, really, really struggle, man. What's going on, my man? Marriage, politics, and sports. What's going on with you, bro? Our pain. I should pull up your famous quote, our pain, right now. Just in the middle where we doing some serious shit. I should just pull it up right now. We still laughing about that, man. But our pain says, just because the kid wants to talk about the past doesn't mean the parent is ready to go through it. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. The struggle, it's a struggle. It's not a right or wrong, man. That's where it gets to a point where you have to have someone to be a neutral party that can be able to help usher family togetherness. I think that there's a lot of brokenness in families because of the type of relationship between parents and their children, whether it's mother or father. Lost in translation comes in. He says, children carry that behavior into adulthood too. Then they wonder why their own relationship don't work. This is why I put this on here because Jeezy is going to be speaking on that also. So we going into another segment. This is the forgiveness segment that they're getting ready to speak on. It's about to start being when he's older and in a relationship, marriage, and all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and get back into it.
I can't say this. Lately I've definitely been on my journey, so I've done a lot of work. One of my uncles just passed, and he's one of my favorite uncles. Everybody who knows my music I talk about him. He's my first uncle that gave me $20, and I flipped it a zillion times, and that's how I'm here.
Yeah.
And his name is Bo Slick, and he gave me his disability check. He passed last month.
Oh,
and
that must have been tough.
It's crazy because I went to the funeral home in our hometown, and I went and saw him, right? And I hadn't seen him in a while. And I saw he had a smirk on his face, and I was like, "Live it slick. He's still giving him hell, boy. He think it's funny."
Yeah.
He gone, but it's crazy because he was laying in the exact same place, the last place I saw my mom. And so on the way back, I tell my driver, I give him an address, and I say, "Yo, take me to this address." And we pull up. It's like an old church. And my sister has it set up nice out there. When we set it up nice, where my mom's buried, we got like a bench and all these things. She has a crown on her stuff. So it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? And it's peaceful. And I went out there because I had some life changes that was going on. And I wrote her a letter on the way there. And I sat down and I read the letter to her. I told her about her new granddaughter, how amazing, beautiful she was. I told her that I'm working on my relationship with my son. And we're in a kind of cool place. I told her about my middle daughter and how beautiful she's turning out. I told her about, my life changes and the things that, that I'm concerned about, some of my fears, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, and I basically forgave her.
Ooh, that's good.
And my basis of the letter was to tell her, everything that was going on in my life. And, even if she's not proud, I understand.
What did you say in the moment of forgiveness?
I understand what it's like to raise a rebellious kid. I understand what it's like to have your own wounds, that your work that she need to do, right? And she didn't get a chance to do that. And I understand that maybe she had a different way of loving me that I didn't understand, right? And because my mom the type of me, if I go to the basketball court and get jumped, she gonna take me around there to fight everybody one-on-one.
Me too.
Right.
I'm taking my kids too.
She's like, come on, him first, him second,
and
him
I
third.
got your back,
Right,
and the
right.
Vaseline's in the car, and I'm gonna take my earrings off,
There you
and
go.
let's go.
Yeah, that's her.
But do you?
How many people think that that's conducive for a mother to take their child out to go back and fight? How many people think that that's conducive for a mother to do? I think myself personally, all of that has to, you got to have a man, uncle, father, big cousin, somebody like that. I've never seen that being a great thing for my mom to be out in the middle of conflict. Thank God I never had to actually see my mom do anything like that. I've had some issues in school before. Me and my brother, we used to, we used to scrap. We used to scrap in school. We used to scrap in the hood, especially new neighborhoods and stuff like that. And I just, it wasn't my mother's place. I don't think I would have ever told my mom. I think that's a really hard thing. But I had cousins that, their moms was doing that. I just never thought that was something that was. I think I've always frowned up on it for to see my aunties acting like a man and being rah rah and hollering and cussing and jumping in the middle and I've never liked that. That's why I don't like women boxing or shit like that, man. My man, Reckless Ray De Niro, he said, for a single mother with no man around, it could be. Yeah, but is it conducive though, Rick? Is it how did it just it always rubbed me the wrong way to see mothers going out and talking about fighting somebody, especially some teenagers. I can't see my mom. I'm 14, 15 years old, and she's going out there and talk about if anybody else jump in, I'm gonna fuck y'all up. It was some big motherfuckers out there, man. Some big ass 13-year-olds. They would have handed my mom her ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't, I just never seen that, as to being something that was cool, just never to this day. And I'm hearing Nia, she's talking about she would take her sons out there, take her earrings off. I don't know how old our kid is right now, but you ain't gonna be taking no damn teenager out there. You gonna be taking no 15-year-old, 14-year-old out there talking about you gonna help him whoop some ass. It ain't gonna even happen. That's why you see on these videos, these mamas getting their ass beat, and they be getting their ass beat by girls. Little 13-year-olds be beating 40-year-olds up. So yeah, that's crazy. Corey Hager says, grown women wanting to fight with kids. Yeah, that's some clown shit, Corey. That's some clown shit. Marriage, politics, and sports. My man, our pain. He said, even if it's a man going back with his kids to fight, isn't a good idea these days. In the past, it was reasonable to be, what'd you say? Oh, to be fist, or is it what was you saying? But not today. I get what you're saying, man. It's definitely because somebody gonna get shot. Somebody gonna get stabbed. It's gonna be about 113-year-olds on your ass, and you can't beat 113-year-olds. You ain't that manly. You fuck around. That's why when what was the comedian? My man, who was it? The short guy, Kevin Hart, when he said his father went out there and called himself going out there to whoop somebody's ass, and my man whooped his ass, and then his father jumped up and was like, "Are you done? You cool?" Yeah, he got embarrassed. So and don't no dad want to get embarrassed by no damn teenager. So it's crazy when you have to deal with stuff like that, man. Let's keep going.
You understand that was her way of loving you?
Well, this is what happened. And this is, I'm gonna keep it a buck. This was like, I was in LA, so this was like maybe 2 nights ago. On early morning meditating morning. And I was meditating and I had a vision that I saw my mom. And I was talking to her. We was just talking, and I just asked her, I said, I forgive you, but can you forgive me?
For?
Not for taking what she gave me and embodying that, right? Mm-hmm. And having that same type of energy. Mm-hmm. Because when my mother died, I didn't grieve, right? I didn't cry.
Not at all.
Nothing. And I asked her to forgive me for not sending her off right. One thing I learned about life now is that even if somebody treats you wrong, right?
Mhm.
It's how you react or respond.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's
So
been
I
the
can't,
biggest lesson for
right.
me.
And I can't look at what she did to me and then react. Right. My response is what we had, and I promise you, like I sat there and I explained to her, the things that affected me and why I couldn't connect at that moment, and that, and she asked me for forgiveness, but I wanted her to forgive me. It's like we left in a gray space, right?
Wow.
She doesn't know how I feel. I don't know how she feels. I promise you, it was like this pain, like it was like somebody like stabbing you in the chest with a pitchfork or something, and it was just like hurt so bad. And when she told me that she understood, I started to feel it dissolve.
When you get to a place where you can forgive, even when there's pain involved,
Right.
that's freedom.
It's so tricky because I promise you, like I'm a Libra, so I'm like a very balanced and fair person, but
I ain't like that shit. I ain't like that shit, Jeezy. Don't be doing that damn horoscope shit. I'm a Libra because no man. Don't be doing that shit, Jeezy.
99.9% of the people I've met in my life have wrong or did something that I just was like, wow. And it could be anyone from anything. So it's always just that. And I go back to that instance when I was under that cabinet. You feel what I'm saying? It's just like you feel that, and I imagine going through that, throughout your life. And that's what I have to tell people. Like I don't think people understand that. It's like when you tell people you lost this many people, they look at it like you're exaggerating. But you got to really think about it. Let's just say Tupac. Tupac was 25, 6 when he died.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how many people he lost if he ever sat down and told you, I'm double his age. I lived past him. So I've lived 4 or 5 different lives.
As you had these.
Oh man. I'm gonna bring up the fellas in the back right now, and if anybody else want to come up while we going through this breakdown, man, you can also come up and bring yourself up here. But the first person I'm gonna bring up here is my man Corey. You've been waiting backstage patiently. I welcome you up here, brother.
How you doing, JT?
And we got another. Look. This is the light skinned brothers. This is my high complexion brothers night tonight. That's all. I'm not letting nobody else night, man. My man grooming.
JT, we said this before. I'll say this again. I'm not just any white guy. I'm the Greek god.
Oh, come on. You're a minority. You got 2 bald guys up here. You're the minority on the screen.
Fuck you. Hey, I think I can grow a better beer with both of you guys put together.
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Burns. You need to get bored too. I'm sorry. I can let that one go.
All right. You know what? I'll pop the bubble now. So you guys look at the inside. The major donation cut is coming around the corner.
Oh, really?
Yes. December 2nd, I'm donating the hair, actually. And I'm going to rock the Chronos look.
Really?
You know what the Chronos look is, right?
No. What's the Chronos look?
God of War, the Viking era, the new ones. He literally shaved head with a big beard. So,
oh yeah, you're gonna be looking like a biker. That's what you're gonna be looking like.
I actually did the face cam thing. Here, let me show you. It looks like I'm from the Greek god movies, games. People keep saying to me like, "Yo, dude, that looks so good." I don't know if you guys can see it.
Oh,
Isn't that game?
Yeah, God of War.
God of War. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's what's up, man.
So,
yeah, man. So, what do you guys have to add from what you guys seen so far from the video and the commentary?
Corey, you can go first.
when it comes to men, like going through divorce or something traumatic, to where it's just you and your thoughts, and the first thing men need to realize is society views us as expendable. So nobody's coming to save you. You'll get sympathy from the people around you, friends and family, for a week or two, but then they're going to get back to their life and they're going to expect you to get back to yours. So,
Mhm.
I mean, unless you got a close group of friends, like buddies that you confide in, but nobody's coming to save you. So you got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, you know, follow your plan. It it's a harsh world and a harsh reality for men, because
Mhm.
women have a support group that's never ending. I mean, God, we can play the victimhood if we're female, you know. It's nonstop. Men don't have those options. They don't exist. Uh, they do if you're young, but when you're a grown adult, you're on your own. You got to man up, and that's what the world expects: is you to man up or just disappear.
And the thing is that it looks so many different ways, man. Because just think about all of the things that men do to make a living, right? We do, illegal things and we do legal things, and it's kind of like, from what I gather is that it's all about competent, right? How competent are you, and where does that competence lead you, right? So if you are raised so much as like how Jeezy was raised. He was raised in a shit. It was a fucked up environment. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Just his household. It was a whole bunch of other people, and everybody that they were around lived almost the same way, the identical way. And the only thing they knew was that there's nothing out here, because people kept perpetuating it with you got uncles and all them. They're not really being able to make money the legal way. So once you start hearing children start talking about it, I'm talking about from all the way down from, they can be 6 years old, and what they're doing is mimicking what they hear so-called adults and teenagers speak. And being in a environment like that, and you hearing everybody, it's hard out here, we can't do nothing, ain't nothing else out here but to sell drugs. We all know that that's not necessarily true. But when you have this mental block, and you have these people saying this is what it is, and you're a kid coming up, you're going to come up being an adult saying this all I had. You've heard people say that this is all I have, because it comes down to competency. And what do I get out of it? I need to get money. I got to get paid. I got to get paid. I got to get a car. I got to have and they're just talking about stuff. And then it just gets to a point where you like, wow, now I got to grow up because I got caught up as a grown person, or as a teenager with drugs. I got to get caught up, or I got robbed because of what I had, money or drugs or jewelry or whatever. Then I get shot, I get injured. And then I got, there's nobody that I can really tell that to. It's like and I'm telling you this, not because I went through it myself, but I was that close to it where I seen it. You know what I'm saying? Family members, people in the neighborhood, things like that. And I hear what they say. This is why you can hear a lot of people arguing nowadays, because you have somebody say, well, it was easier back in the day. And then you have somebody else say, no, it wasn't. You don't know what you're talking about. And they get to arguing about it. And it's like, wait, both can be right at the same time, because it all depends on where you are from. But when you hear this guy, Jeezy, I'm talking about, he's right now, as we speak, he's fairly, he got a lot of money. He got a book out. He's changing his life. He's growing up as a man. And this is one of the reasons why he's 40 something years old now. He's going through a divorce, and he's reflecting on his life. He's not, woe is me. But he is expressing, like, I never thought I would ever hear someone like himself being in an interview talking about his feelings and shit with Nia Long. I just never thought of that shit like that. But go ahead, grooming and review, man. Let me know what you got going.
I actually want to add to what you guys saying. The most dangerous part is being by yourself, because you just lost everything by thinking. What dramatic things can happen? Wife cheated on you, left you, took your money, going to jail for something you do, whatever the case is, it doesn't matter. But when you don't have that support system like women do, I have my best friend. I can talk to him anytime. I got my other buddy. I can talk to him. But they're like 3.5 hours away. If I need somebody like right here and present, it's kind of hard actually. Sometimes you need the presence, like over a beer or just, I don't know how stupid it sounds, even a hug sometimes. It's like, yo, dude, you good. I mean, you're by yourself in your thoughts. That's the most dangerous thing. I said it once a long while back. The most dangerous man who has everything to lose, not the person who has nothing to lose, because he's gonna fight for that.
Gonna fight for it.
Yeah,
Gonna
and
kill
he
for
will
it.
do anything.
He probably will lie, kill, and steal for it.
Exactly. If you have, you can vouch for this. Both of you guys, I think you can vouch. Having kids, you know, you want to provide them everything. A wife, you want to provide everything for your family. So if you have to literally go through hell and back to do that, you would do it. But if you don't have anything, you know, they say, oh, the lone wolf has, you know, is more dangerous. Yeah. Like I think it's the opposite actually. The pack leader is the most dangerous person out there because he has to control all that thoughts himself, keep in check, and make sure everybody else is in check. But nobody's checking about him.
Absolutely. Oh, we got my man Reckless Ray De Niro up in the building, bro. What's going on with you?
Nothing much, man. You know, I had to voice of dissension for a little bit.
Yes, sir. Oh, we already know you about to come and shake it up. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Before anything might goes ahead, I gotta pick a bone with you, Reckless.
Okay.
Where were you on my live stream today? I'm almost on yours. What happened to you? I thought you were like you returned a favor.
Oh, you know what Instagram's for, my friend? Dates, because your boy works a lot. So it was like, I was like, you can say something. The only reason I showed up here was because BMU sent me a thing. He sent me an invite. So
you didn't even have to jump on. Just a little.
He literally has to do it every week, my guy. Like, I don't think you understand what entails running a business or being busy is. But
yeah, I do actually.
like I go based on when people send me reminders. That's how I function. And like, you can ask BMU. I show up every Tuesday, but every single Tuesday he's like, yo, reminder, don't forget, unless he doesn't need me. So usually if you want me on your live stream, you've got to send me some sort of communication that says, hey, this is happening, or I won't show up.
So I can send it to you next time.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Like I was about to say, I was like, yeah, if you send me stuff, as long as it's not on a day that I've already obligated to do something, which is basically at this point Tuesdays, like you just got to send it. And I normally let people know whether I can or can't make it. So
yeah, Wednesday's more a blog thing for me now, and because I'm working on a lot of bugs on the system because I'm using OBS.
Okay.
I'm a cheap bastard. I don't like paying $500 for other programs. But Wednesday's more, I mean, playing with it right now and see how it goes. So definitely jump on and just say hi. That's all I care about.
Okay. Word. So Wednesdays be looking for your channel to have a live, basically.
Wednesdays, yes, it's going to be like 30 minutes, me just bullshitting a little bit and just jumping off. That's it.
Oh, okay. Bet that I can do. Okay. But yeah, no. This is interesting. This is an interesting topic, JT. I'm not gonna lie. Okay.
How so? Why you think it's interesting?
I think it's interesting because I literally do not believe in mental health whatsoever for men specifically. Like I think women and children, sure. If you are a male and a child, sure. But after a certain point, you either figure it out or you die. So, like, it seems as though, because like we had similar upbringings with the exception of his family was all criminals, my family was cops. But the other half of my family is criminals, and like we just had one rule: you're not allowed to be weak. Like it's just what it is, and whatever it took to get that weakness up out you, you had to have Keisha freed and get her the hell up out of there. And that was just the standard. That was the expectation. Now, granted, there wasn't like the SA stuff that he was talking about. Got none of that. But there was they made up for it with abuse. or what we would consider abuse. And it's like, if
but you don't think that that's such a thing as having I don't like to call it post trauma
no, we can call it trauma. We can call it trauma, but
Yeah.
trauma builds men. It's supposed to build men.
Well,
There-
it can
there's
also
no- Oh, go ahead.
it can also destroy us too, because if
Yep.
you're too, like you were saying, children end up being adults, right? So
Yep.
if the child had unresolved issues and they grow up, they get stumped. Like I'm a firm believer that trauma can stunt your growth
Mhm.
mentally, right?
Yep.
For instance, if you ever noticed when you have women that have children at a certain age, at 17, 18 years old, if they never got anything to get them blocked out of that shit, they're still 17, 18 years old as a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
They still they think the same way. It's the same thing with men. If you have a man, especially when men go to prison, right?
Yeah.
Get a man out of prison, he do a stint in prison, he
Yep.
comes out as whatever age he was when he went in there.
Oh,
This is what he comes out as, and then he tries to make up for lost time. I mean, it'd be so bad sometimes, man. When some of these guys come out and it's like they look way younger than what they are.
Yeah.
I seen a 60-year-old get out. That 60-year-old looked like he was probably 30 or 40 years old, man. But it just took about 10 years.
Yep.
With the stress of being out here and being free and things like that, man, it just took that toll on them. Being in a relationship, real relationships, not that shit, that pen pal shit or
Wait a minute. So the only thing that changed is they got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think it's terrible for someone to come out if they didn't go in and having somebody that had their back and did time with them and all that, for them to come out and get some new person, man, that shit is traumatizing to them. Especially if they did. I gotta say, if they didn't get their life together. Like, you can't be just getting out of here, you still on parole, you still on probation, and you trying to be in a relationship. That messes a lot of men up. They end up going right back to prison. You know why?
Be a
Because
better one, actually.
he knows
I
that
have-
she got something over him. You know what
I'll
I'm
give you a
saying?
better one. A couple of my buddies were deployed, and they wives cheated on them when they were deployed. One of them, the fucking bitch, sent him a video of her banging the neighbor.
Oh,
She was
Jesus.
disrespectful. That's a
Wow.
Yeah, that's a terrible.
A buddy of mine said one of his comrades in arms, his ex-wife or wife at the time, sent him a video of her getting, basically rear end, whatever you want to call it.
Oh,
And he put the video in front of all the other guys because they were going to sit down and watch the movie. It was in a full room. They sent him home. He went nuts.
Dude, no, I got one for you.
He went crazy.
One of my buddies in the military, his old lady started hooking up with his dad.
Oh God.
What?
Yeah. And then no, it gets better. So he comes back. They obviously, this is a bad situation. He divorces her. She then marries his dad and now is a stepmom.
Oh God.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I thought I had bad fucking stories.
At
Yeah.
that point,
Yeah, no. Like, we got Whitman Air Force Base out here, bro. We hear all the stories.
At that point, I would not have a dad nor an ex-wife.
Well, that's basically what happened, but
Yeah.
like, they're still together.
wow.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Let me give a shout out to my man, Trey F. What's going on, brother? What's happening? And the man himself, Big Bad Bull. What's
Yes,
going
sir.
on, man? What's going on, Big Bad Bull, man?
Salute.
Pam and Lady Navor, these are some of the most supportive people. They be all over these YouTube streets, man, supporting everybody, man.
Yep.
Well, I just saw Big Bad Bull. Oh, Big Bad Bull was on my man Freezy. Shout out to Freezy, No Captivity. And Big Bad Bull gave like 5 he bought I think he bought like 5 memberships for
Oh, wow.
man, yeah, 5 memberships for the No Captivity, and he handed them out to other people, man. That was dope, man. I see you doing this after this thing, man. That's definitely.
So
What up, man? Go
So-
ahead. Yes, more.
No. Well, so my thing with it is, you're right. It can destroy some men, but I mean, historically, those men just got up out of here and they weren't a problem because, like, they weren't allowed to exist. They weren't allowed to reproduce. They don't help. They don't help the gene pool. Putting weak genes into the gene pool does not help us as people. It does not help us as a nation to have weak men. They're useless. It is what it is. It's not necessarily fair, but the world is not fair, especially for us. Like, we're men. We know the end result of failure. We live in a country where it does not equate to death. My question that I always posit is, if mental health is such a real thing, then how are people who literally starve to death striving till that last bit of energy is expended in their bodies? They don't even die through the pain. It's a terrible death.
Mm-hmm.
And they struggle ceaselessly to exist. And somehow, places where that's rampant, they're not depressed. They're not inherently sad. How is that? When they're in they're in a state that the hardest of us here would not be like, I want to just go live that as my daily life. I want to walk 18 miles to a fucking well to go fight a lion and potentially any other predator in between me and this trek to go bring water back to the village. And then I'm going to sing songs and be happy about it and have a good life. Nobody's signing up for that. No one is. But yet and still, we want to talk about mental health like it's such an actual thing. It's not. Everyone who has it worse than us doesn't have that specific problem the way that we do, where it's rampant. There's just sad dudes. Oh, well, this happened to me growing up. I wonder what happens in the bush to everyone growing up. Because it's probably horrible by our standards, which is why I believe that I'm not going to say that there's not people who are born that have a mental disability, something that you can diametrically go, your genes are off. There's something wrong with you that's clear from the start. But the rest of this is made up. It's made up. People who are in worse situations than we are don't have these problems.
This is how I look at it. I think that it is something that is that affects a lot of people. However, I don't think it is as bad as people make it. I don't think it is worse either, because this is the thing. What I've noticed is that when you have someone that has been somewhat sheltered compared to someone that was from third world countries, or countries where they starved and things like that, you even hear a difference in their you hear a difference in their speech and how they look at the world. So when it comes down to them, I think it's just where that foundation is, right? And then it's just like having a car accident. I've used this analogy before, where you see somebody get in a car accident, they jump out. They wasn't really hurt, instantly, but they jump out and just start running down the street. I've seen it happen so many times because of the shock. Even when it comes down to, I remember seeing, we had to help someone when I was in Georgia, help some people. It flooded, and a lot of people was, getting their houses tore up and stuff like that. And when we were helping people, they were still in this mind frame where I gotta go get my pictures. I gotta go get, I gotta go get this. And it was like, you can't go back with my dog. I gotta go get my dog. They're still trying to go back, or fire or something like that. I think that's kind of like how a lot of these folks is. Like, for instance, we're talking about Jeezy, and I think he got to a point where he was like, I accept it, right? He accepted it because of how young he was. But there are people that, for instance, they had great backgrounds, good foundation from the parents or whatever. They go into a lifestyle that shocks the shit out of them. Like, you got people that have never been broke before, and they go crazy. Look at how many rich people you would have that would kill themselves because they're having money problems. And the money problems is not as bad as, it's like, damn, you can just let some shit go, but they end up killing themselves, or they kill somebody else, or people panic and they say I need to have this money. What they gonna do? Do something stupid like go rob a bank? Like a bank? Really? It's like, wow, because of these things that they just don't have it figured out and they don't realize it. I don't think it's so traumatic for most people to have extensive, shrinkage of the brain or whatever we call it.
Yeah.
I think there's levels to it. That's why they have to be at a point of you get somebody to be able to evaluate you, and then they can tell and diagnose it. But I get what you're saying. Some people, we're just saying that we throwing like how they throw medicine at shit, how they throw money at shit. It's like you got people that just want to start throwing doctors at people too.
Right.
So I understand that part of it too.
We're just coming through a fentanyl crisis. Like my question is, if we live in a society where these people are actively poisoning and killing us, how can we believe that field either? I worked in it for 6 years very extensively.
Yeah.
So, and I specifically applied behavior analysis, which is data driven.
Mm-hmm.
They'll throw drugs at anybody. With no data. There's no data. And to sit here and pontificate about some nebulous thing where it's like it's going to strike you and you're just going to be sad forever, and also you're going to go get a shrink and they're going to just give you drugs because they're not fixing those issues. Like when we look at what's going on with the fentanyl crisis, eventually we're going to get down to the mental health field, and they're going to be like, "Yo, they was just out here making zombies out of people just to get you to continue going." Which is why when you're on those drugs specifically, if you track those outcomes, they're throwing so many antipsychotics, antidepressants, all of these things to cover up a trigger. We feel the way that we feel for a reason, bro. Like, I'm not always necessarily jumping for joy and tap dancing everywhere, but I don't run my life based on the metrics of happiness. But I definitely do feel sad. When I feel sad, I go to the gym. I go get some reps in. I go do something. I go address, why is this signal being sent to my body? What's going on? Oh, you're going through a hard breakup? Oh, there's things happening. Oh, there's this thing that you're upset about. Fix that. Yeah. But we don't do that. We drug people. We create zombies to continue to push them through so that they can continue outputting, but it's not fixing the problem at all. Which is why you have to continually take the drugs. It's just it's another form, but unfortunately, no one overdoses on antidepressants.
Absolutely.
Because if they did, we would be having that conversation right now as well.
So we got two people in here that I want to go ahead and introduce to coming up here that just joined the panel. My bald head brothers is up in here. But first, man, I got to give this man a great introduction. This is my man, Arpain. Tell him what you thinking about Arpain.
The toughest things any man has ever done is turn down a nice piece of willing, steaming ass piece of pussy.
I have a question for Payne. Before we move on, I got a serious question for him. Is this steaming pussy? Is it from Texas Roadhouse, Long Island, Texas Roadhouse? Is it from Burger King? I need Pacific here. I'm a chef.
He's quoting Harlem Nights when they were talking about that one. It looks like a ray of sunshine.
Hey man, let me tell you, man, you ain't live until you see the steam coming off the box, man. So. Anyway, I'm never gonna live that shit down.
I have a great idea. I don't know if BMU is watching right now, but that should be Payne's intro coming on to the show from now on.
But get back to the point of this show. Anyway,
it's already for you. What are you doing, Arpain, man?
Hey man, it's cool, man. I agree with Reckless. I mean, we need more men to tell other people, women too, but for the most part, whatever happens is just suck the shit up, man, and move on.
Yeah.
Every crisis in life ain't supposed to put you in a tailspin.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I hear Jeezy, getting whatever he hit. Listen, you married this chick. and now you divorced her because you didn't do a vetting properly, because it was so easy for her to piss you off in 2 years. You mean you didn't see none of that shit before you asked her to marry you? I don't believe it.
No, I think that's why I wanted to show this. He actually took on ownership and he said, I failed. His whole thing was he failed. That's why
But he failed what? But he failed what?
No, he failed at his marriage. You had to, once you see the video, that's why he was talking about his relationship with his mother. This is all as a kid. This is not him when he was out there in the streets. It was something totally different. What he's speaking on is basically him being a kid. That was one of the biggest things. He wanted his mother to forgive him, and this is the thing also. Him and Jeannie they're not enemies by no means. So that's why you never hear him talk about her.
Yeah, okay. JT,
I got a question: is who shot for a wife from the throne off of the view?
What does this shit have to do with his wife? I mean, it's just interview about his past or his wife.
Oh no, this is about his relationship with his mom.
Oh, okay.
This is not so much of his wife. It's a small portion of his wife that it talks about, but that's the now. You know what I'm saying? His whole thing was about time he got married and this is what he wanted to do. That's why he never talks bad about Jeannie. He's trying to take on ownership, but he's trying to figure this shit out, because Jeezy also, like somebody just put it, he used to be on drugs, he was on lean, he was a fat motherfucker. Jeezy was big, he had blood pressure problems, his voice went out while he was at the epitome of his career, and he said, I had $1 million, he said, I have millions of dollars, and I didn't have no damn insurance. I didn't have any insurance. He said, now that tells you how backwards I was thinking. So it's more of his come up. That's why he's like, damn, when this is what I wanted, but I'm failing at this. So where do I go?
But JT, let me ask you a question. Is she having this interview with Jeezy because of all his past, or because he has a breakup with his wife? I mean, why is he relevant now for this? It's because he's in the news because he's breaking up with his wife, correct? I mean, this interview at this time of her, she's not even a great interviewer. I mean, who would be asking for an interview with Jeezy unless he was breaking up with his wife? I'm just trying to figure out why the hell is it relevant now to be talking about all his past.
Well, this is an interview, but this is the thing. This is an interview. This is between him and his friend Nina, right? And this is what I said earlier in the interview. I don't know if you saw it when I said that she's trying to be an interviewer and she's trying to find a commonality. So she sucks at interviewing, no doubt. But the problem is that when it comes down to, if you notice, he never had an interview with anybody. Jeannie Mai sat there and she was on talk shows. She done had, 35 minutes. 45-minute interviews talking about her shit. He never spoke on it. So that's why he was saying, I want to have a real interview. I don't want to put my wife out there. How many men out here right now that's going through this bullshit where their wives is just fucking them up right now? They going to everybody's interview and they talking and putting that man out. How many men are going around and they're putting their wives out? None of them.
Right.
But this is my whole thing, is that, damn, is it the fact that we ain't shit as men? That's why when we did it, I was like, how do a broken man heal? How? Because we damn if we do, and we damn we don't. It's like, damn, can I talk to somebody without, he got a daughter that he does not want to put out there in the forefront like that. He has a wife. He still considers that woman up under his coverage, though. That's the whole thing. We will get stabbed in the back by the woman that we're protecting, and we will continue to protect them. Okay. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing.
Well, I mean, we're not obligated to. Protection's one thing. I don't think he's obligated to protect her, but like realistically, the only thing that you can do as a man when you move from one relationship, marriage, whatever, to the next one is improve, because the only thing that women reference is dread and loss. That's the reason when women leave, they want you destroyed. They don't want you to improve because then they lost. That's the only win you have as a man, is to keep moving forward and improve every day. Every single woman that I've ever been with that's no longer with me now is at a loss because they had a worse version of me than what I am right now today. They all lost.
And that's the thing, Reckless. That's finding the balance on how men can get counsel, right? Without motherfuckers pussyfooting around or coddling them, right? It's a different way. We still have to, it's about us still being competent. But if you got somebody that's sitting there telling you, don't worry, poor baby, this and that, then now pity. And most men will tell you, man, don't pity me. I just need somebody to talk. So it's trying to find that balance, right? It's even with our friends. That's why I said, I mean, the interview, it was criticized so bad by everybody else. I didn't want to come at it from that angle.
Yeah.
I was like ass up myself, but I'm like, nah, it's something else that I can look at. And one of the things is that this man has been traumatized as a child and it was unresolved. Now he's getting help. It's crazy because think about this. Alcoholics, people that's on drugs. Normally when they get the help, if they had that person that was right there with them while they was on the drugs, while they was on the alcohol and all this, and they're getting that real help, they go through that whole 12 steps, there may be a chance that they will break up with the person that they're in a relationship with because that was associated with their addiction. It's the same thing with probably what was going on with what's going on with a lot of men. We live toxic lives.
So that addiction, it goes hand in hand with anything you do, smoking, vaping, whatever.
Hold on, Groove. I'm gonna let you get in there. I forgot my man over here, my man Trey F. I want to give him his flowers for coming up here also, bro. And then I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish, bro. Absolutely.
No, I just appreciate y'all bringing me up, man. You know, it's these conversations, man. It's just funny, you know, when I see celebrities come out and make certain statements, like Brother Arpane said, that after certain events, you know, if it, you know, we've all gone through trials and tribulations, whether it be with family, friends, whatever. But it's funny how you wait till you've actually got to a space where I guess, you know, you come out a little broken out of these things, and now you bypass the woman that sort of put you in this predicament. You go straight to the mama. You know what I'm saying? So it's just ironic when people say that. I don't really trust when people say stuff like that because I'm sure you had I'm sure you were given some things, or maybe not, but you made these choices as a grown man, and whatever reason they are not together anymore, you can't just bypass that. You know, you gotta give it what it is. And I don't know, man. It's just a different type of guys today. You know, my mother had nothing to do with any decision that I made as a grown man. I made them on my own. I lived through them on my own. So I can't say what my mama did give me, I didn't give me, or what my daddy did give me, I didn't give me. They wasn't there when I was clapping cheeks.
Yeah, Trey, just a second, Trey. That's what I still can't see the connection on why he's talking about all this shit. And he broke up with his wife. I don't see I still can't see the connection.
We're gonna watch a little more of it, but I'm gonna let Grooming and Reviews finish.
I'm sorry, Trey. I mean, but you hit a point. I just can't see it. Go ahead. I'm sorry, JT. Go ahead.
So I was saying with addiction, and like you need to change your lifestyle. Like I was fighting for years to quit vaping and cigarettes. I know it's not as hardcore as crack or anything else, but it's still an addiction, a chemical reaction in your brain that triggers the dopamine. That's where what you call it again, fucking high. People don't realize if you don't change your environment, the people you hang out with, you're going to relapse every single time. And that's what I was doing. Hanging out with my smoking friends, going to the bars with them, saying, oh, I can still have a beer and not have a cigarette. Yeah. 20 cigarettes later, I was saying that, right? So yeah, keep that in mind. It's just easier if you don't ever had an addiction. It's easier to say, oh yeah, you can quit that. It's easy. Whatever. But when you're actually in that shoes, it's a whole different story.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's also part of your wiring. There's people with addictive personalities versus
Agree.
people who aren't.
I totally agree.
Yeah. Like,
I'm
I mean,
not a different
I can
person.
tell you right now, I could do anything right now and I would just go through withdrawal because I've done it before because I used to binge drink. And I didn't know I was binge drinking because it was in high school. But like when I didn't have that same group of people, it's just like what you said. I just sat there and went through withdrawal and I was like, okay, we're not drinking every weekend. Fine. And then I just didn't feel good for 2 months. Like it, but also it boils down to decision because I can still hang out with those people and not worry about doing that. Like after I stopped doing it, I was like, I don't like the 2 months of not feeling good. We can hang out. I'm going to drink less.
Yeah. So listen, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play a little bit more of this video right here, and then we'll be able to go because our pain. It seems you say that you don't really get the connection, and hopefully once we go a little bit more deeper in here, because this still is just like almost half to the video, but we'll just go in there, and then maybe you guys will be able to catch on to it. So let's just go ahead and finish watching this a little bit.
Different versions of self, right? Did you feel connected to the experience, or did you have an awareness to say, I know that what I'm doing is wrong, but this is what I have to do to survive?
Well, this is the thing. I learned my gifts early on.
Yeah.
I was a visionary because
Yeah.
I always see things. And I noticed that I was a disruptor because I find myself going with the not so popular decision. You know, but I know what's right in my heart, and I'm a problem solver. And going backwards, like God gave me a gift. I understand that because He kept me safe, He kept me alive, He kept me free, and He made me successful in a sense. I hadn't gave anything back to Him yet, which is why I lost my voice because I tore my vocal cords at the beginning of my career, which is why I said
How did you do that?
not knowing how to perform and tore my vocal cords.
Did you have to have an operation?
Yeah, and I didn't have insurance. I got 3 Lamborghinis and no insurance.
Yeah.
I had
See, that's
insurance on my cars and didn't have insurance on me. I had to pay for it with a brown paper bag. After that, I did my praying. He got me out of it. And then I got hit with Bell's palsy. And my face was crooked. That's like one of the last time I talked to my mother because I told her I was scared. I was like, I don't think my face will ever go back again because it was like crooked. And
but do you remember what happened when? Because you know that's a emotional nerve.
Well,
thing.
I wasn't taking care of myself. I was drinking Cristal for breakfast and Waffle House.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was 260. I was just in bad shape. I got an album out that's doing well.
Yeah.
I'm going around the world. I'm at war. You know what I'm saying? I'm losing friends left and right. I'm at war with people who have, you know, at the time, way more money than I did and more influence and power.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm just holding my own, right?
Again, under that sink.
And it's just like the same people that told me they was my brothers, now they trying to kill me. Like, imagine that. Right? And this ain't like around the corner. This is state to state, right?
Yeah,
so now I'm dealing with all this and I'm trying to navigate it. And you know, God got me out of that again.
Look, I think it's really important for Black men and Black women to have these conversations. I don't think we have these conversations enough. And I think it's a really tragic place when there's a person who's afraid of intimacy, right? Because intimacy is the trigger in which we can actually start to unpack ourselves. Are you guarded? Because you seem guarded.
Yeah, very. One thing is my...
All right, so from what you guys heard from there, I already know that y'all got some things that y'all want to actually say. Before we get started with that, man, let me welcome my homeboy, Trey. Trey. We got Trey F and Trey in the building. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm good. What's going on?
Not much, man. Not much. We just in here just trying to chop it up. I know somebody who want to jump in, who got something to say. I already know that you're going to have Reckless. He already revved up. Pain, he revved up.
I'll be real short. I mean, this last piece wasn't that bad. I can hear him talking to her. You know, I'm just saying, okay, you're getting all this stuff off your chest. The first thing that came to my mind, I'm going to land it here, is I still don't know why he left his wife. I still don't. Why did you leave your wife? What did she do to you that you couldn't make your marriage work? That's what I'm saying. So he's got all this stuff he say he's overcoming, But what did she do to you that you walking away from a marriage with a kid that's 2 years old?
So this is the
That's
thing.
what I need to
He's
find out.
not gonna, this is why I said what I said. He's not gonna put that out there for the
No, no,
people.
no, 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 no.
It's-
You can't be
no,
having these interviews and saying all this shit. I'm not saying tell us all of why. What I'm saying, forget about the details of why he left her. I'm saying as a man going through these transitions, what did she do to you? And don't tell me what she did, but how you can tell me all the stuff that you're going through and you're getting better at it, but you couldn't save a marriage with this chick. What did she do? Did she cheat on you? Did she do something that attacked your masculinity? Or did she effeminate you? What the hell did she do that you couldn't make that shit work? Yo, Jeannie, get your goddamn mother out of my house. Get your brother out of my house. And let's make this shit work. And that's how come he couldn't do that? You know, so I'm just saying he walked away from this marriage, and he's making all these comments, but he won't say why he left. And I hear what you're saying, JT, but he should just if he left, he should just shut the hell up. Don't say shit.
Well,
You know?
this is the thing. He hasn't did any videos specifically about him and Jeannie Mai.
No,
She's
I hear
did
that.
videos specifically about them.
I'm with you there. I'm saying, but he's the one who left. She didn't leave him. He left her. So he's giving us all this bullshit with Nia Long. But the only thing people are wondering, why the goddamn did you leave your wife? You know, I mean, all this shit. I don't want to hear his past and his mother and all that. Everybody's, you know, I want to know why you left your wife. If you ain't going to say that, then shut the hell up. I'll land it there, brother.
Reckless, what you got to say?
I mean, that's good that he gets to vent to a black woman, I guess, since that's what everybody wants to do. Yay. Like, I mean, my question is what are y'all all gonna just go cry on the bosoms of a black woman and that's just gonna fix everything? Like, you gonna feel better now? Like,
Oh, that's cold.
like, that's what we want to do? We want to take off the armor and go cry on the titties of the warrior queens? Okay, cool. I mean, good for you, bro. Like, you had a rough upbringing. Like, okay, and like, I find it very, very hard to care about somebody who's got 3 Lamborghinis and had to pay for his surgery that he could afford in his privileged state. He worked really hard, got to the bag, got all the money, got to do all the drugs, got to live this whole character arc in 19 lives that most people don't come back from or die out of, but his life was hard. Who gives a fuck? I don't. I personally don't. I'm like, you know what? If at any point this dude died during any of that shit, he deserved it. Like, and his life was hard. Absolutely. So's basically everyone else's. Like, I just can't piece together in my head where I'm supposed to have empathy for any of this, considering he won. Like, you got everything you want. You still rich, bro. You still living a life that no one on this panel, like, I'm trying to get there, but we probably ain't gonna make it. He got more money than this panel combined. And he just out here talking, this is what he does. You cry about your life being hard. Like, I'm sorry, I don't have empathy for you. Like, this is like nails on a chalkboard for me. like if I get rich and you see me in an interview crying into the bosom of a black woman about how my life was hard, bro, somebody come put me down, please.
Can I buy you a Lamborghini? Can you give me a Lamborghini if I do that?
Absolutely, that's fine.
That's what I give a shit about.
Okay, cool. We'll go ahead and write that up in a contract on the back end.
It
can't be me, bro. I can't see it.
See, I want to ask something. I don't understand all these motherfucking rich motherfucker people is they have all this fucking money and they spend it on stupid shit. They don't invest it, and 2, you don't get health insurance. I don't feel bad because what he did to himself. That's up to him. Whatever. Fuck you. I don't care. You got your $1 million. Whatever. But I hear this all the time from all these celebrities. People have money. They do not invest. They spend it buying 3 Lamborghinis, 10 fucking houses, fucking 20 pinky gold rings. I don't know what the fuck they're spending money on, prostitutes and shit like that. why don't you invest your money? So because this dream you're living in is going to end one day. If you invest your fucking money, you got money coming back in. Reckless, am I wrong or right?
No, but you got to remember it's YOLO. That's what you do. You say YOLO before you don't invest in things.
You're my money guy. You're supposed to
I
agree.
mean, I agree with you 100%, but I'm
Okay,
just
thank you.
saying,
That's
like,
all I want to hear.
but the problem is you can't expect people who are financially illiterate and from the hood to then suddenly get hit with a bag and know what to do with it. That's why people who win the lottery don't stay rich, regardless of what color, because there's normally either somebody in the hood, someone in a trailer park, or some country bumpkin that ain't never had shit and then got hit with a bag, and then they end up in a worse spot than what before they won normally. Like, that's a normal outcome for lottery winners.
Yeah, owing thousands in taxes.
What?
And owing thousands in taxes.
Yeah, like if you don't know how money works, you just don't know how money works. Like, you're going to have the results of somebody who doesn't know how money works. You can't throw money. That's the reason when people talk about, oh, we just need to divvy up the wealth, it wouldn't fucking matter. I'd end up with all the money and y'all would still be poor. That's just the way shit works. You don't know how the game works. I can give you all the chips you want. You're going to lose to me. You're going to lose to anyone like me. All the money's going to go back to where it's supposed to be, to the people who steward it well. So, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he didn't have insurance, but he had insurance on his car because black people know about going to jail for not having car insurance.
But you have to understand, he's talking about, again, that's why I was saying that you still have to have the history behind where it was going. R-Pain want to get to the relationship, and I'm just telling you, R-Pain, I don't know too many men that's gonna put their woman on Front Street, because
I'm with you. I agree with you. I'm just saying, if you ain't gonna do that, then just shut up, man, and go off into the sun. Like Corey, what's the name? Corey Hedrick, like his Nia Long, Mia Mowry, whatever the hell her name is, trashed this guy in the media for weeks after she left him. He ain't say a word. Now he got a nice new piece of trim, and he's moving forward. And she's over there doing a cock carousel, whining her ass off because she's not even going to get another man as good as he was, especially since everybody knows what kind of woman she is.
So,
listen, I don't want to come down.
Let me give some more context on why he was having the interview also.
Okay,
you gotta remember, this man just had a book out also. So this is the thing that was the stuff that was in his book also.
Okay.
So,
all right. So there you go. Okay, that's it. All right.
Yeah. So that's why he's not. Like I said, he's never going to. I just don't know any man worth their salt that's just going to do that.
I agree with you there. I hear you. I hear that. So I'm not going to argue with you there. I hear you. He's not going to say, "Oh, my wife is a prick," and this and this. I know he's not going to do that.
Right.
That's a losing proposition, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that's a losing proposition. You can't do that. You know.
Yeah, Trey, you had a question. I know you was asking if they were saying that Jeezy didn't have any money, but did you want to? Did you have anything to add?
I didn't catch the beginning of the interview. Did he specifically say he didn't invest his money?
He said he had insurance on his car and not himself. So based on that logic, I'm assuming he was doing the bare minimum at best.
Okay, well, that's a terrible assumption because he didn't say it. As far as I know, Jeezy has always been invested in real estate, and I know for a fact, as he said it before, he's got about $7 million in the stock market. So he has invested his money. I don't know what the whole insurance situation is about. I think that's just his upbringing to not go out and go get insurance and not be responsible. But as far as investing his money, as far as I've always known, Jeezy has always invested his money in real estate. He's talked about that on the Snowman albums. So that's nothing new to me.
Yeah, no. What he was speaking about was that that was the upbringing that he had. He said, I had 3 Lamborghinis, I had insurance on them, and I ain't had no insurance on myself because remember when his voice used to be real scratchy? That was after he had that
throat surgery.
His throat surgery. So he lost his voice because he strained his throat. He went to get the surgery paid for, but he had to pay cash. That's what he was saying. He said, I had a brown paper bag. He said, shit, I didn't even have any insurance. So that's him understanding. This is my whole thing about how we grow as men. Where do we find that ushering to manhood, real manhood? So him speaking about it is him speaking about the things that he went through at the mindset he had and the reason why he had that mindset. So him, and you're right, Trey, he didn't have this man been out for a minute, dog. I know his first album, what was it, 2005? I think 2004, something like that. So since then, he almost 300 damn pounds. I remember he had the little fat face. He had the little, his face, man. He was, because he was really out there. He was really out there. So, and I'm talking about just in a rap game. I don't know nothing about the streets. Whatever he said he was doing in the streets, hey, I take it at face value. But him being in that rap game, doing what he was doing, that's the whole thing. And being a rapper and understanding that a lot of these dudes have lived some fucked up ass lives. So when they do get the money, you know, it's like a struggle. They have to survive their childhood. They have to survive their teenagehood. They got to survive their young adulthood. And a lot of them don't get it until they get about 40 and 50 years old. So that's my whole thing. But at one point, is it a point where we can give our brothers grace? Is it a point where, because I get what Reckless was saying. I think all the brothers on here is kind of like, hey man, there's winners and there's failures. We've all talked about it, right? But sometimes winners end up being winners because someone found grace for their ass also. You know, we all ain't built for certain shit. I'm not built.
He is a winner though, right? He's a winner by all definitions. And so when you hear guys who have won and who can continue to win, because he continue to win, because he certainly has the wherewithal to continue to win.
Yeah,
it's just hard for me to hear woe is me stories from people who are winning, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, so I mean, I don't want to be like no compassion, but you know, I'm just saying, okay, Jeezy, you had all this shit that shaped you into the man you are today. The bad stuff and the good stuff, but all of that makes you the person you are today. And the fact that you've overcome it is the story, or trying to overcome it. To me, is more of the story than how it impacted you. Because you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
We get to the point of, did he fully overcome? And this is where we get to that point. This is why we watch a little more of the video, and then we can get a little more to it, because he will get to that point of.
Cool. I'm waiting with bated breath, brother.
I mean, relationships have been very much on the surface when I started losing a lot of people, right? Because you don't want to get
about love relationships or homies, like people,
homies, and then even love relationships I've been in where, you know, people just ain't right.
You do realize, and I've had to learn this too, because I can be guarded as well, right? Is if you are carrying that, you attract that. So if someone else is guarded or someone else is not being their full authentic self, it's because in some sort of way we haven't settled in. And I think it's really hard to do when you're in the industry that we're in, because everything about this industry tells you you have to be a certain version of yourself that people expect you to be.
But see, that's the thing. See, I go even farther back.
Yeah.
Because my situations are dire, right? Because if you're not guarded,
then you're dead.
There you go. And you know, if you're not guarded and you're not smart, then you end up in prison. If you're not guarded, you're not smart, then you end up in these situations where, you know, you're on the losing end. Then going into music, it didn't make it any better, because now this same type of energy follows
now you're an
you.
ass.
But see, that's the thing. That's where the imposter syndrome get reversed.
Yeah.
Because it's not me wanting to be like them. It's them wanting to be like me.
Right.
I'm the truth. I ain't his daddy, his cousin, his uncle, his brother. I'm him. Like, there's nobody that I know that's walked this path of life that I walk that can stand while I stand and say I did the things that I did. Anybody who really has common sense knows that. right? But I want to ask you, how do you know that I'm guarded just by having this conversation?
Because I'm from where you from, and I see it. Game recognized game. Game recognized game.
I see you're guarded too, though, a little bit.
Well, I'm. Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm guarded.
What would make you guarded?
Don't fuck with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
That's like off limits.
Right.
Not even a little bit. And if you do,
Mm-hmm.
you will hear from me. That comes from me not always feeling safe as little Nia,
Right.
and me not wanting my children to ever not feel like they don't have me active in their lives as their safety.
I love my son. I think he's an amazing guy. I think he's very charismatic. I think he got all the things, but I think that the way I've tried to love him over the years was totally wrong, not his love language for him. And I think the things that I instilled in him as a youngster, you know, that doesn't serve him now.
You know, I had a really public breakup recently. It was a wake-up call for me in the sense of like, okay, you're going to do this on your own and you're going to be fine.
Right.
And you're not going to worry about what anyone thinks and has to say. Because the relationship was rocky for a very long time. So, because I don't believe another person can break anyone up.
Right.
Like, I don't buy that, right? To your point with your son, I think my older son saw me trying to keep the family together, but I had to come to a place where loving myself was bigger and more important than saving anybody.
Well, if you got to save your star player, if your star player is not doing good, the team.
Can we not talk players? Can we use a different? Can we say like the best horse in the race?
Oh my God.
But the reason I know that you're guarded is because when I was in high school, I only dated drug dealers.
Oh really?
Oh my God, that's where I was. I lived in South Central LA. That's what it was.
Wow, I would have never thought that.
Do anybody believe that shit?
Nope.
Yes, I do.
You believe
I
that?
I mean, I think she probably gonna let a couple of them run through, but
she said I dated a lot of.
Why wouldn't we believe her? Well, I mean, I'm asking, why wouldn't we believe her?
So
Well, we don't have no trouble believing the honeys go through these ratchet dudes now. Why would we not believe that she went through some ratchet ass dudes?
No, some. She said all she dated was dope dealers.
Okay.
Since she's been in Hollywood, that's all she did. Why would she?
No,
this
was
I don't
before
believe
Hollywood. That was
So
before Hollywood.
you know how long she's been. You know how long she's been in the acting industry.
Since she was younger. But hey, but I hear what you're saying. But I don't know whether we have to. So you don't want to take her off for her words. You say she's lying.
Yeah, I think she's capping. I think she's trying to be as an interviewer because she's trying to find commonality. I done found 2 or 3 times that she's just saying some shit, trying to find some type of commonality with Jeezy.
So let me ask you something, JT. Whether it's if it's all drug dealers or 50%, is it one any better than the other?
You saying if she had
if
a career,
if she's only half telling the truth, does it really make a difference?
Yeah, it would make a difference if she's on here just capping.
No. If she dated 1 drug dealer or 2 drug dealers and the 10 guys she smashed, does it really make a difference? I don't think so.
No, it does. If
make a difference as opposed to what?
Well, listen, if her standards were that she can date a guy who's selling drugs, but she, and maybe it's not every guy, but that means that's the level of her standards. The other guys were just lucky that they weren't drug dealers.
She said it was high school.
She's the one who said it. I didn't say she's the one who
she said it was in high school, right?
Say what?
Right, that she said she dated drug dealers in high school, right?
She didn't say high school. She said that's all. I don't know if she said high school.
She didn't date no drug dealers while she was acting.
I didn't think so either.
Run it back. I'm pretty sure. I thought she said high school.
Yeah, I'm doing it
And more important than saving anybody.
Well, if you got to save your star player, if your star player is not doing good, the team.
Can we not talk players? Can we use a different? Can we say like you're old and you're going to be fine, and you're not going to worry about what anyone thinks and has to say, because the relationship was rocky for a very long time. So, because I don't believe another person can break anyone up. Like I just don't. I don't buy that. Right. To your point with your son, I think my older son saw me trying to keep the family together, but I had to come to a place where loving myself was bigger and more important than saving anybody.
Well, if you got to save your star player, if your star player is not doing good, the team.
Can we not talk players? Can we use a different? Can we say the best horse in the race?
Oh my God.
But the reason I know that you're guarded is because when I was in high school, I only dated drug dealers.
There you go.
Right, that's what I thought she said.
So
yeah,
she was.
That's what I thought she said. So she wasn't dating no drug dealers when she was acting.
She wasn't. She was acting her ass off. She wasn't even halfway going to high school when she was in there because she was always in Hollywood. She was acting.
You giving her a lot of grace, man. You're the grace man. You know what?
She said when she was in high school, I know for a fact that her ass was barely in fucking high school. She was on fucking TV.
No,
she was, you know, hanging out with Whoopi Goldberg and all these other motherfuckers that she was out there. So that's all I'm saying. I don't know if she was doing it to get credibility or you know, I don't know what it was, but that was cap. I mean, simply, that's all I'm just gonna say. That shit was fucking cap. Did she know him? Probably so. She knew Snoop. She knew all these motherfuckers when she was, you know, coming up. What was the other girl that played in All of Us? She was the hip hop hoe. She played in all, y'all know, the Will Smith, Jada Pinkett sitcom that Dwayne Martin.
Talking about Elise Neal.
Is that Elise Neal, the brown skin chick?
Yeah, that's Elise Neal.
Yeah, she was the hip hop hoe. She dated every motherfucking rapper. Now I believe she did. That motherfucker was out there. You see her was in everybody's motherfucking on the arm of all these goddamn rappers. So they even said it. So yeah.
I just want to point out that she's yet another woman who chooses herself over everything. She clearly outlined that she tried to make it seem as though this was about a poor relationship and it wasn't. You chose yourself. And then you try to make it seem as though, you know, that you didn't play any part in this, but then you said that the relationship was rocky prior to all of this information that came out between her and the hell's his name? Can't think of his name. Udoka. So which goes to tell me, listen, no relationship is rocky because one person, one party is at fault. Majority of the time, relationships are rocky over a period of time because both parties are at fault and they can't find a way to fix it. So I love this. You know, I don't understand why Jeezy's having a conversation with her to begin with. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't know why we as black men have this necessary need to want to confide in women when they can't understand a fucking thing that we go through to begin with. So it doesn't make any sense. But if you're going to have a conversation, whether you need to be able to dictate the course of this, and he's just letting her talk about, you know, what she wants to talk about. And this sounds like hey, don't forget that my man cheated on me and that, you know, I didn't do anything wrong. Bullshit, Nia. You're not innocent. You're not innocent, Nia. I don't believe that you're innocent. And I believe that you're selfish, like many women are selfish. And he may had enough of that shit. He's like, well, fuck it, I'm going to go fuck this white girl then.
Yeah, she didn't want to marry him. She did not want to marry him. So at the end of the day, the man had proposed to her. She turned him down on it. She didn't want to get married. He didn't be with that. So I mean, yeah, and yeah, she was definitely trying to make it like it's about her. She wanted to find this commonality, and she was hoping that Jeezy was going to be putting Jeannie Mai out, but he didn't. He wasn't giving it to her. So that's why I get what our pain was saying, because I think Nina, at the end of the interview, I think she was like, "Damn, I still didn't get what I needed to get out of him."
You know
That's
why?
just-
Because she's not good enough. She should have just came out and saying, "Listen, tell me about what went wrong with your goddamn marriage." I mean, that's a question. If I'm an interviewer, I want to ask that question.
Would have got out of his ass though.
Well, even if he would, so what? I mean, you know, I would be at least you'd be satisfied that you ask. Why wait for him to offer? You
Well,
know,
Nia, like many women, to make the common mistake is they think that they're enough sexually. They are, every woman out here thinks she's enough to satisfy and please a man by herself sexually, and a lot of them make this common mistake. She thinks that because she's Nia Long and she's got some fame and some clout and some money that she's good enough. And the actuality of the situation is that you are just like any other woman that is out here, regardless of your fame and your money. That most men want a variety of women, to include the head coach of the Boston Celtics. I would imagine that he wanted variety too, and he went out and got that variety. Now I don't know why he chose that girl in particular. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But I've never ever said that men who cheat were actually the smartest. So I don't quite understand why he picked her. But at the end of the day, I've always gotten selfish. It's about me vibes from Nia Long since back in the 90s. I've always felt like she thinks the world, she's solipsistic. She thinks the world revolves around her, which is probably why her career has never really went where it should have gone, because it certainly wasn't that she wasn't attractive enough, and it certainly wasn't that she couldn't act. She can act fairly decently. So I don't know what it is. I think that she's just hell to be around. I think a lot of these people that are in these industries are hell to be around, and people don't want to be around them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because when you see all of these women that are single, you're like, what the? My whole thing is this: why would any man want to get married in Hollywood anyway? Why would you even want to do something like that? You see that it doesn't work. This shit don't work. With the exception of about 3-4 people, everybody else is a done deal. They get married and then they just start playing musical pussies and dicks. That's it.
But JT, right? Here's what we don't understand. These guys, high profile men, and the women who marry them, it's not like they don't tell the women that they're going to be stroking other chicks. They know it. The point is when you start embarrassing her. She left Ime because she got embarrassed, not because he had some new trim. She didn't have. You think she had some illusions that he's going to be 3,000 miles away, and he wasn't going to stick his Johnson and some honey out there? A guy who's 6'8", multi-millionaire, head of the Celtics. Oh, he's not going to get no ass. He was just stupid to stroke a VP's wife. That was the dumbest shit in the whole world. And she got embarrassed. That's why she left. That's why she left. Everything else is cap. She knows, everything else is bullshit. And women know that their high-profile men are stroking, man. Anyone, you can't gaslight everybody to tell us, oh, well, I feel so hurt. Man, you. Only guys who can't cheat are broke motherfuckers like me. I can't cheat. But if you got money, man, let me tell you, man, if I was rich, you make a choice not to cheat, but I have a standing understanding with whoever my wife is. Every so often, I'm a bust a piece off,
Yeah.
And then if I don't, that'll be my choice. And then she said, "Well, can I do it too?" Now, if you're married to me, no, it's a double standard. Not even a double standard, different standard. You want all these riches? Shut the fuck up and take it.
Black Man made a great point. Also, he was like, her own sister don't even want anything to do with her, and yeah, that's another reason why I'd be like, yeah, she was straight capping. And I don't know if anybody knows that her half sister is Samoa, the comedian, and she had an interview and she was just saying that they were raised in two different, Samoa was raised in the hood. Nia wasn't. If she say that she was fucking with some dope dealers, I believe more. You know what I'm saying? I believe her. And she was saying that they've always were they were cool with each other, but yeah, they don't fuck with each other like that.
You talking about the comedian?
The comedian Samoa, yeah.
Yeah, man, she's something else, man. She is
Yeah.
fun.
So she wasn't, putting her out there, but a lot of people always ask, we never see you and your sister together and shit like that. And she was just saying, she just put it out there. She was just like, yeah, we had two different families. She was raised in one family, I was raised in another family, her I guess her father was with Nia's mom or something. I have no idea what the dynamics was, but I do know that they were raised in two different parts of they had two different demographics of how that shit broke down.
These days, I think it's amazing that women, when they're past the menopause stage and they still think they are contending or competing with 20-year-olds.
In their minds, they are.
That stuff is mind-blowing because men do not look at women that are 50 years old the same way they look at them when they're 20.
Right.
And I don't care how old the man is. We don't look at him the same way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and if a woman's accomplished and she's 50 years old, she's almost unbearable to be around. I mean, it's just an insufferable bitch to be around because they're a pain in the ass. The ego is bigger than any mountain you can climb, and you don't want to. I mean, it smells. I think it's funny that we can sit and watch her give this interview, and I say that, I don't know how you want to say it, but it kept turning around where she was trying to make it about her life. And it's like, well, who's interviewing who here?
So and it's in because it was a lot more. If you can't tell, it was definitely edited. This motherfucker was edited all the way down. It was probably close to 2 hours long, and I even chopped it down a little more. But
did you see Sugar Bum's comment? Old men prey on younger women. That is such a load of crap. Young women don't want to sign a prenup because they're preying on the old men's wallet.
That shit is bullshit.
Give me a break.
That shit is bullshit. It's always been bullshit. I don't give a damn what nobody say. It should be against the law for a woman that's dating an 80-something-year-old man. It should be against the law, and she should be the predator. She's the fucking predator.
Yeah, like women, they're never predators.
Man.
Yeah, but you know what? But JT, the 87-year-old man will tell you, "Get the hell out of my way," right? That guy who had Anna Nicole Smith, he was mad.
Oh my God!
Let me go out the way I feel like going out. Look at the big juicy knockers and shit. I don't care what she's here for. Shut up and mind your business. That's what I was saying.
Exactly.
Man, when I tell you though, his family, they did a job on her ass. I don't care what nobody said. That was her and their family. They was like, we got to get her ass up out of here. Bitch, you think you want? We go, all y'all, you, your son.
Absolute insanity.
You just have an interview with the daughter that was an infant at the time. I think I just seen an interview with her.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, she's 20-something years old now.
Yeah,
or something like that. She's going into adulthood. I know that. So yeah, mama gone and brother gone. Like, damn, that was a cold ass. It was like shit.
I'm still tripping over what Sugar Bum said. When these young women today, the Gen Zs, I mean, when their body count is over 100, over 50, it's like, dang.
Yeah.
I mean, there are women in their 60s that don't have the body count of 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
And they still think they're the prize.
They're all delusional.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So do you guys think that like a dude that's 50, 60 years old can still be a predator when it comes down to a 21-year-old or a 22-year-old?
He's not a predator. If she's legal, he's not a predator. If she's a legal woman, she's not a predator.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is the narrative that is still to this day going down.
That's a woman's narrative.
Yeah, but they don't say nothing about these old hags that go after young dudes though.
Oh, they never say it's all quiet. Yeah, it's all quiet.
No, it's not quiet. They cheer them on.
Yeah, they egg them on. Yeah.
So when we, as men, JT, when we even repeat that horse shit about a man going for a young woman as a predator when she's a legal woman, that we give power to bullshit.
Mhm.
You know, if I'm 50 and I still want kids or something, I want a 25-year-old. Right? She's getting all the benefits. And she's getting the benefits of my age, my experience. You know, somebody said, well, she don't know what's going on. You know, but you know what? Then let me teach her something. Because if we leave her up, we leave her up to those women, she's gonna be effed up. I'm saving life. Hey, listen, that dude who's a singer who was 40, who married that chick or whatever, that the brother, he got a lot of shit, right? So he marries this chick. She's 19. He's 40, right? He gets a lot of shit. So he got 2 kids that married, and he saved her from probably 100 dicks before she got 30. He's doing a public goddamn service.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, you know what gets me
Here's the
is
thing.
that
At the
these
end
women.
of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Nobody can stop it.
Right.
That's the thing. That's the thing that I find hilarious. You can't stop me. I'm 38. If I want to date an 18-year-old, ain't shit you can do about it. You can just sit there and you can try to shame me and insult me, and the shit won't fucking work because I don't give a damn what most people have to say anyway. I don't care what you say. So this whole idea that you want to we're preying on younger women, I can't pray on her because she ain't got but one fucking thing anyway. There's nothing to take from her. She already started having sex when she was 14. That shit's old, busted and used already. There's nothing there. This whole idea is all the idea that I'm taking something from her. No, what I'm really doing is buying a used car that I shouldn't be fucking buying. I'm blowing money is what I'm doing. That's what the fuck I'm doing. I shouldn't even be with her ass. But here's the thing, an 18-year-old or a 20-year-old or 21-year-old is better than a 39 or 40 or 41-year-old. So I gotta take the best that I can get. Imagine going on a car lot and every car in the car lot is a piece of shit. You gotta take the best of what's on there, what's there. I can only play the cards that I'm dealt. That's all I can do. I can only play the cards that I'm dealt. But I get sick and tired of hearing these women want to come with these fucking bullshit ass YouTube talking points when at the end of the day, you ain't got shit but pussy. That's all you have.
You know what's funny though? The only women that are going after men that go after younger women are the ones that got left behind, picked over. They're the leftovers. They're the what they used to call old maid. Because if you were 30 years old and single and had no kids, you were considered an old maid. They're trying to redefine what a spinster is. And they're saying their pussy's like sunshine. I'm quoting our pain right now. But you know, even common knowledge, men understand that sunshine has an age limit and it's not forever and ever and ever. And the Christian women, I got to go in on this one. They keep talking about they're looking for their Boaz. Do you know Boaz was the same age as her mother-in-law? Ruth's mother-in-law, they were cousins. It was an old man and a young woman. And yet these women keep talking about, oh, I'm going to find my Boaz. No, you're not, sweetheart. You thinking your Boaz is 6'3", the same age as you. No, the hell he is. Those guys are hitting every woman in town because they are the 1% option.
Easy buddies, him and Sugar Bubba trolling each other. I mean,
oh God,
troll, man. You know, they might as well make a movie together. Troll.
Yeah, those two read too many Disney books.
Easy buddy say,
what if?
Legal doesn't equal moral. If the age of consent was 12,
bro, easy money just mad because them young girls ain't looking at him, bro.
No,
and he can't buy one.
Like I said, projecting the leftovers, the picktovers.
Why would you even bring that up? Easy money, because it's not the law. If it was, you don't know if it was. It used to be. What are you talking about? Motherfuckers used to have 14 and 13 and 12-year-old wives. What are you talking about? If was a fifth, we all be fucking drunk. So you didn't say anything. Really, that was really word salad that you had put out there, brother. Most definitely.
You don't believe half the shit he's talking about, man.
Yeah, he does.
He's just talking.
He does.
Easy money's talking about pedophile stuff. Why?
Facts. Like he always wants to take it there.
Was right. That's how they made it a goddamn law. God damn it.
Well, that's because that's the only angle that women have. So that's why he's
Yeah.
taking that angle, because that's the only angle women have is to say, oh, well, you're a predator and you're a pedo. So that's it. What they refuse to acknowledge is the fact that you wasted your prime. Imagine if Kobe Bryant had come into the league when he was 36. He
Right.
said, know what, now I'm going to play in the NBA at a high level. I'm going to skip ages 18 through 36. I'm going to start when I'm 36. That's when I'm going to start playing. I would wonder if his career would be the same, or if it would be worse, or if it would be better if he starts at an early age. And the problem is with a lot of these women, you lack logic, competence, and intelligence to realize that your bodies are not the same as ours. And the problem is that your mama and your grandmama didn't sit you down and have a biological birds and bees talk with you about what's necessary for you, what's necessary to happen in your life versus what's necessary to happen in my life. We are in two different time zones. We're not the same. Your 18 and my 18 aren't the same. Your 38 and my 38 aren't the same. Your 50 and my 50 aren't the same. At 50, you are going through a fucking life change. Your entire body is doing a whole different thing than what my body would be doing at 50. So the reason why a lot of these women they can only rely on pedo nonsense and shaming is because they don't have nothing else. They know they wasted about 2 decades worth of time bullshitting. And now here comes some 22-year-old with a fat ass and perky titties, and now she's going to take everything you were supposed to have. You played around with your time.
Preach
you played around with it. You
Preach
joked around with it.
You're right, Trey. You know, it's so funny though, man. I swear to God, I feel that I do a public service to women every time I tell them just what Trey's talking about. I don't give a shit what they're saying. I said, listen, your clock, just like my daughter, your clock is not the same as a man's. And just like when women will get in a relationship with a guy for 5, 10 years, waiting for him to ask her to marry him, and 10 years are gone. I said, you know, if this guy wanted to marry you, he would do that shit within 2 years. You know, you would be engaged at least with a date for marriage. And this guy's stringing your ass along. I don't know how many women that I've told that shit to, and then we got to a I told you so moment. You know, so listen, man, I just try to say that I think I serve a public goddamn service to women by telling them the truth. You know, I really do.
Our pain, my sister is I told you so. When she was in college, when she started at Delaware State, I told her straight up, you are not here to get no damn degree. Find a husband. That's why you're here. All that other shit you can do later on in life. You are here because you are supposed to find the next neurosurgeon, the next astronaut, the next engineer, the next doctor. That's why you're here. And she didn't want to listen to me. Now she's 33 years old, single, no children, in LA trying to compete with 21-year-olds. Good luck.
Does she have a PhD?
No, she has a master's. She has a master's. Good luck. Good luck.
Well, you know, they've been sold that mind-numbing equality crap. That equality mantra has infected their brains where they think they can live the way men live. And they're biologically not built that way. There ain't nothing equal about men and women at all.
Right.
Not a damn thing.
You know what another thing is, Corey? I date. And when I go out on dates with women who are 30-plus years old, there ain't that much of a fucking difference between the 30-plus-year-olds and the 20-something-year-olds.
No.
I don't know why we have this idea that somehow that the women mature. No, it's not there. I don't know where this comes from. I have been out on dates with paralegals. I've been out on dates with pediatricians. I've been out on dates with women who are intelligent and educated. And when it comes to the birds and the bees, when it comes to men and women, these women don't know what the fuck is going on. They have no clue what's going on.
You know, Trey, you're not wrong.
I've been saying that.
She could be 35 years old. There is no difference between 35 and 25. At 35, guess what I'm still going to have to do? I'm still going to have to teach her ass all the shit her mama and her grandmama didn't teach her even at 35.
You know what, Trey? When I was a teenager, I was sleeping with women in their 30s, and they still had the same mentality of the teenagers I went to high school with. And I was in high school sleeping with these women. They had the same damn mindset. And yet they'll turn around when you turn their age, and then you go date somebody younger, and they freak out. Oh, shut up! Just shut up. They say men are predators and women aren't. My ass.
Well, you know, the good thing is that men are starting to ignore all the bullshit. the passport bros, the single men here in America. Well, a lot of the bullshit that used to get people to pause, it's just bouncing off everybody's back. Just keep talking that bullshit. Next, I'm moving on to the next woman. Every so often, you'll get a guy on the panel that panders, that, want to say some shit that a woman needs to hear.
Oh, wait, Easy's up here.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, so where was I wrong?
Oh, Butterbean showed
Easy, you're right on time, man.
Hey, before Easy goes, we talk about predators, but every fucking day when I'm scrolling on Instagram, I see some goddamn teacher who's having an inappropriate relationship with one of her male students. Every single day, I'm seeing this. Every day. And furthermore, they're not being held accountable properly, because if the shoe were on the other foot, they throw that motherfucker underneath the prison.
No doubt.
So this whole predator thing that y'all love to, the men. No, I've seen far more predatorial acts by women than I have by these guys. You guys can go to the DOJ facts all you want. That's fine. But every day I'm seeing more and more women who are committing pedophilia every damn day.
So when you see these IG posts, it's because they're arrested, right?
No.
So what are you talking about? You're seeing it every day.
Okay, listen, you want to have a conversation? I'm going to need you to clean the fucking Charleston chews out of your ears. I was very clear about what I said.
You said you saw something every day on Instagram. So I'm like, okay, so are they being arrested?
It is a story reported by the news. I didn't say anything about them being arrested.
So why would the news report on it if the person wasn't being arrested? Like, what are you talking about?
Okay. For the one of us who was in law enforcement, let me explain something to you. Everything does not go to the police. There are times when stories the police are skipped over, and we find out through the media what happened because they didn't inform the police. So it is very likely that the news media could have picked up a story that the police did not know about, and they reported it. Happens all the time.
That wasn't my question. Again, but I understand you're in law enforcement, but I need you to listen. So are they being arrested or not? What are we talking about?
You're asking me a question I already answered. I already answered that question.
So you're just seeing news stories, teacher messes with student, and that's it? And it's on Instagram? You don't even know what you're talking about.
About to annoy the fuck out of me.
Oh, God.
Move on to the next fucking question. Because you're asking the same question over and over again. I explained to you already that
because you have no idea what you're talking about, Trey, but that's okay.
No. Listen, no matter how much ass you kiss on these females, they're not going to fuck you, bruh. It's not going to happen. It's not
what
going to happen.
Are you talking about?
You can kiss these women's ass on this social media all you want. They will never let you smash. Ever.
Who said I wanted to?
Well, then why you keep defending them when they dead ass
wrong? Who am I defending? Where am I defending people?
Bro, you wear your cape every fucking night. Every night you put a fucking cape on.
So if we're playing that game, so if we're playing that game and we're going to the extremes, I'll put it to you like this, then, Trey. I'd rather defend women than predators, but you got it.
Nobody talking about no fucking 12-year-olds. And then you want to talk about
5 minutes ago, y'all were like, it doesn't matter.
No one said it doesn't matter. He said if it's legal, bro. Trey, put Keisha away for a second.
Legal is not moral.
Who are you to talk about some fucking morals?
We said if
you're a fucking nobody. You have no right to talk about no fucking morals.
Just as much as you. It's cool.
Okay, so shut the fuck up and stop talking about some fucking morals. You're nobody to talk about morals.
Neither are you. So
you think as you get on YouTube you can talk about morals? Let me dig in your past and let's see what your fucking morals look like. I bet you got some shady shit in your fucking past.
Just like you.
Okay, then shut the fuck up.
So what's the difference? So what's the difference? What are you talking about?
Talk about morals. If you got shady shit in your past, don't talk about no fucking morals. You are not right to talk about it.
Even though you get up here and talk about morals every day too. So okay, cool. So we're both hypocrites. That's cool with me. I don't run from that. I am a hypocrite.
When did you get
amoral?
Just like everybody else.
If a woman is legal, then there's no immorality involved. Period.
Right.
Okay.
That period. So let's put
If that's your belief, you can believe that.
No, that's the law.
That's your belief.
Hold on,
That's the law.
hold on, guys.
You can
Hold
have
on.
that belief, sir.
Let me
Okay,
say
so-
something.
so
Let me
tell
just say
me-
that
Go ahead, CB. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I have a problem when people come here and gaslight. You try and go by emotion, but don't want to go by facts. What is the law of the land? Please tell me. What is the legal age is? Can somebody explain that to me? The legal age is
When did
18, right?
when did I debate law? I'm not debating law and legality. That's not what I'm saying.
You're saying everyone's immoral.
No,
That's not.
While admitting he's immoral himself.
Here's my issue.
Like I said, you guys are deflecting from predatory behavior to defend your own. That's cool.
Stop it, easy.
Oh
You
my
can't
God.
call a
Here's
man
the
a
problem is.
predator if he's not breaking the law.
Okay.
Here's the problem. No, Pain. Here's what the problem is. When you have people who like to gaslight and flip flop, like they're playing ping pong with their brain cell, they have no foundation to stand on anything.
Where am I gaslighting and where have I flip flop?
You don't flip flop.
You gonna point it out exactly. If you're gonna tell that story, tell that story.
The amount of time I stay in the background and have this front seat to watch your ass get roasted, not by JT, not by the two older elders that came on this platform a couple of the time, not by Trey. Forget record. Record just wreck you every now and then when he feel like wrecking you. Like, what do you want to say here? Because I see the ultimate troll, but she knows she's afraid of my ass, and that I track her ass about IPS or GPS her ass. That's another thing. So she had to be careful what she run her mouth. The problem with people I hate ignorant fools.
What if I say that's ignorant?
Don't come. No. Speak the truth. What is
You don't call me ignorant. Show me where I'm ignorant.
You calling people predators, right? Okay, fine. Based on what standard are you going by? Please elaborate on
his fucking feelings like a woman. That's his standard.
Coming from the dude that was telling me shut the fuck up for 5 minutes, but I'm emotional. All right, cool.
No. Here's the thing. This isn't emotion. This is passion. I want motherfuckers like you to disappear.
Man, that bandit babble, man. Get out of here with that. What is passion? What is passion? Passion is an emotion.
What guys like you should be doing is watching your diet and exercising so you can stay fucking alive. But instead, what you'd rather be doing is calling people predators and talking about people's morals. The things that you should be taking care of in your own fucking personal life, you don't do it. You are in no position to tell anybody to do any fucking thing when it comes to morals, because look in the fucking mirror. You don't do it yourself. You don't even take care of your own fucking self.
So here's the thing. Even if I came up in here, 6 feet tall with a six pack, you find something else to say. So it doesn't matter. Call me fat. Call me bald. Say I have estrogen.
About shit that they don't know nothing about. Okay. If the law is the law, then the law is the law. The same law that you were sitting here want to question me about whether or not these women were being arrested by is the same law that says whether or not she's legal or not. Now, if you don't agree with it, too fucking bad. Nobody gives a shit what you think anyway. The law is the law. If 16 is a legal age, 16 is a legal age. I want you to explain to me what's predatorial about me being an 18-year-old.
If I were to start dating your daughter when she's 16, or the legal age of consent in your state, you cool with that as a 50-year-old man?
Yes, because that's the law. But here's the thing. I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility.
That's wild.
I have a responsibility as a father. I have a responsibility as a father to make sure that motherfuckers like you are not even attractive to my daughter.
That's wild.
So if my daughter decided to date you, of all people, I have failed her.
Okay, man. I see where you at.
Hey, so
like I said, y'all using the law as some parameter of morality, and it's not. You can't legislate morality.
Neither can you, motherfucker. That's my point.
Oh my God, this dude.
Why don't we elevate the conversation, easy? Nobody was talking about 16-year-olds until you came here. So who's immoral?
Pretty much.
None of us were talking about anything but legal women. And the first thing for you to justify your argument is to talk about 16-year-olds. We ain't talking about women. We're talking about women who, you know.
Like I said, if the law changed tomorrow, to 12, y'all be out here chasing 12-year-olds.
Oh my
So be careful with that.
No,
Can I
that's
finish?
not
You
your
are
question.
just saying
You know,
shit
we're not
right
talking
now.
about
No,
women.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
If the law is your bar,
Hey, you know
if the
what?
law is your bar, then that's your bar.
I mean this
Can
in
I
all
ask you a
seriousness.
question?
If you
Are you
said
from
that silly
Alabama?
shit in my face, I'd knock you the fuck out for saying something silly like that. Why in the fuck
That's
would I
not
ever
silly.
want to date a fucking 12-year-old? Why would I want to date a 12-year-old? You make
Your
no
own,
fucking sense.
your
Make no
bar is
fucking
18 because that's the law. So what I'm saying is, if the law
yes,
changes,
and the law is that I could date a 16-year-old right now, and I don't. So what's your fucking point? This is the shit I'm talking
okay,
about. The law right now in certain states, you can date a girl as young as 15, and I don't. So why in the fuck would I date a 12-year-old? This is this bullshit that you women do. You come
It's
on these
not.
panels and you insult and you try to shame motherfuckers into
you are
saying
doing
the same,
that,
but
though,
you're
Easy.
literally doing it.
You are
You're
doing
literally doing it.
You can do what you want, Trey.
But he's not talking about
If I can do what I want, then shut the fuck up. If I can do whatever I want, then shut the fuck up and let people live their life then.
You can. Who said you can't?
Okay then, so don't stop calling them predators. If he living his life, let him live his life.
What's wrong with being a predator, though? If that's what you are.
Oh my god, Easy. Why are
If
you
that's
like
what you
this,
are.
bro?
Man,
Like, do you have bounds or something? Like,
Hey, get your
bro.
ass up here, Ashton.
Yeah.
What's happening, man?
You know you is. You trolling like a motherfucker right now.
He's
Slightly.
trolling big time. He's
Slightly.
trolling like he's trolling.
We can
Slightly.
never, we can
slightly
never trust the
Easy.
brother
This
to
is
stick
the
his
most
bottom lip
ridiculous
out.
conversation I've ever seen you be a part of.
Let me tell y'all.
All I'm
Let me tell
saying,
y'all what I know from my time in law enforcement. It's typically the motherfuckers who talk like him that are the actual pedos. Those are the ones we were actually typically going to go find. It's the ones who were trying to act like it wasn't. It's a huge problem. When we actually start digging into their fucking their cache on their computer, we was finding child pornography all over the fucking place. It was guys like that.
would you like my history? I'll send it to you.
No, because no. Them days are over for me.
No. We don't.
I got
we
out
don't
of
have
that
to check
career
it.
field.
All you gotta do is take your hard drive and we go through it though. So we don't believe that BS at the IT. But that way,
Never
that's what
trust
we
the
do.
man that sticks his
We
bottom
feed your
lip out.
machine. We yank out your hard drive and do the data trace. So we don't go by what you tell or what your history is. Go about the data that's in your hard drive. That being said, shut the hell up, please.
All I'm trying to get across to y'all, and y'all have proved my point, is that legal does not equal moral. And at some point, we as men have to take a stand and say, it doesn't matter what the law is, this is where our standard is.
Yo, man.
Because if we're just going to live to the law, I'm telling you, if the law changes, then all of a sudden our standards are going to change. We need to have a standard as men that is above the law.
That's bullshit, though. That's bullshit.
Hold on for a minute. This proves that this motherfucker be over here gaslighting. Just read what Ricky just said. Says the dude who said it's okay with children being able to choose their own agenda. You gaslighting, bro. You can't be. You
agree with this, Easy? You agree with that?
He was one of the ones.
Yes, he did.
What I said,
wants
and
to
I
be
believe there was a
able to
specific
interact
context to it.
bro.
I can't tell a kid what they're. If a kid comes to me and says this is my gender,
You are the most amoral person on this panel right now.
that's not a moral thing. How's it a moral thing?
What?
It is.
How's it a moral thing, Ray? Where's that?
So you got three.
It's not against the law, Ray. It's not against the law, Ray. It's not against the law.
You got three
It's
sons.
not against the law.
Your son comes up to you and say, "Hey, Dad, I want to get my dick cut off." You're gonna say, "Yes, son."
That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing, Arpane. That's not the same thing.
That's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
We're all in agreement. It's the same thing.
Easy.
That's not even academically correct. You could be wrong. That's cool. I don't. You know, if you want to be wrong, be wrong.
You know what, man? You so full of shit.
That's not the same thing, and you know it.
Hold on. Easy. As a father and a grandfather, you can tell as a father and a grandfather here, that shit that came out of your mouth, God forbid anyone from my acting see that and see you in person, they will stomp you and think that you're
My
ignorant.
grandfather wouldn't do any of that to me.
No,
Oh
no,
my
you're not
God.
hearing it.
Well, he should have
African.
though. He should have stomped your
I'm an
ass.
African.
He should have stomped you out a
African
long
men are
time
very
ago.
protective of their kids. But when you say that's kind of nonsense, I say that around African men, they will stomp you and think that you are a predator.
That's unfortunate.
Believe in that type of nonsense. No, fortunately, you got no backbone. You shit it out in the toilet.
I actually have a lot more backbone than what you believe, so I'll leave it at that.
Really?
And probably more than some of the people on this panel, but y'all got it.
I mean, it's only due to the amount of girth.
And you believe a child can choose whatever gender they want, and they're under your household. That is not backbone. That called spineless. That called ignorant. That called
I had a child tell me that he was a cat and meow for 30 minutes. What was I going to do? Tell him he wasn't a cat, David?
Yes.
Did you know that he wasn't a cat?
He's a child.
Motherfucker ain't a cat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes. Exactly what
You
tell
and Sugar Bomb.
Hey, you tell him, you pull him to the side. You say, "Hey, little motherfucker, you're not a cat."
Bro, we need to see Easy Money's wife's ID, bro, because she might be a 10-year-old that said she's an adult since he just believes everything he's fucking told.
Actually, I don't. If anything, if I was to believe what I was told, I would just roll along with what y'all were saying. I'm pushing back.
What's your math on what?
Kids are losing. They're gonna lose. Our little boys are gonna lose.
I'm not gaslighting.
JT, yes, he is, man.
No, you're not gaslighting. You're not gas.
We got a troll doll in the back. You know, he rubbed that head in the troll doll and shit, man. He comes up here like a motherfucker, man. You know, because you can't believe half the shit you talking about, brother. You just can't. I don't believe it.
No, so real quick on the gender thing, because I know we had a long conversation about that. At the end of the day, do I believe a child knows that their gender is something else? I don't know if they know just fully, but I'm at least willing to hear out what their thought is. Like, what is making you feel like this?
And you're the problem. You know what you should be telling that kid? Take your ass outside and go have some fun and stop talking about shit that is not necessary for you to be discussing at this age.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. 99.999.
We're having an adult conversation with a child whose brain isn't fully developed yet.
So to your point, 99.999% of children aren't having that conversation. It's the adults that are so offended and scared of the question that are keeping this going. Ain't no kids really sitting around doing that. That's why this thing is so loony to me.
Me avoiding the question means that I'm scared and fearful of it?
Yes.
Okay. Again, this is another one of these things that you do, right? It's just like the women who say, I make a lot of money, so you're intimidated by me. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm not intimidated by you. This is a pointless fucking conversation. I'm not about to have a conversation with a child about some adult shit like your gender. We're not
to your
there.
point, that's not even a common thing.
You're not there yet.
Yes, to your point, it's not a common thing.
Okay, you're not there yet. And how many more documentaries do we need to see where people who have changed their gender have gone through a surgery and regret it?
How many people does that impact?
I just watched a video of a trans that said that she had the surgery and she's got to do some sort of diluting every day or something like that now, and regrets every bit of it.
Yeah, that's insane. You shouldn't change it. Like, why? Number one, why are you changing your gender? Why? And to that point, not even just changing your gender, but changing your genitalia to reflect that. And even then, there's a spectrum of trans. Not everybody who is trans changes their genitalia. Not everyone who's trans goes through and dresses in a societal appropriate way of the gender that they identify with. There's layers to this. It's not as simple as I'm going to go cut my Johnson off because I woke up feeling like a woman.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not afraid of that conversation, because there's nuance.
You can do whatever the fuck you want to do at your house.
But go ahead, Trey.
You can do whatever you want at your house, Easy. But over here, as long as I'm footing the bill, you do what the fuck I tell you to do.
Bingo.
As long as I'm footing the bills, you can do it. As soon as I'm no longer responsible for you, do whatever you want. You want to cut your balls off? By all means, go right on ahead. That's your choice. But for
Yeah, we don't disagree.
Okay. So again, what are we talking about it for?
You brought it. I think Ricky brought it up in the chat.
Easy needs to argue. Easy
No,
just
I'm
needs
talking
to
about
argue.
why am I having a conversation with a child? I'm footing the bill.
Number one, how many children are even bringing that up?
Yeah, more than should. There's more kids bringing that shit up than they should because they're being indoctrinated in school.
That's not how indoctrination works.
No, that's exactly how the shit works.
No, if indoctrination worked like that, then all these gay people will be straight from watching the Little Mermaid kiss on Prince Eric. That's not how indoctrination works. All this straight heteronormative stuff that we see in the media and on TV and everywhere else, you still got gay people, you still got trans people. So obviously, whatever the straight agenda is failing clearly, right?
You got it backwards.
There's no agenda. You're talking about normality failing.
Take on this.
No, but we keep having.
Let me shout out to the information man. When we talk about public school education and say how the doctrine started from New York City.
Hold on, CBN.
And for this idiot below me.
No, hold on. We keep having these wrong goddamn arguments. I don't give a fuck if it started where. I don't care anything about that. You sitting back talking about it's layers. No, it's not.
It's not.
It is what it is. You got a woman and you got a fucking man. We ain't going out there talking about he's diet trans and he's trans light and he's trans this way. We're not talking about that. There's women and there's men. Everybody else is crazy.
Bingo.
I don't care.
Who are you to tell somebody what they are, JT? With all due respect.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Oh, it's the law.
Yeah,
man, listen, bro. I'm on the road. I'm on the road traveling, man. Listen, I'm to Easy Money. I love you. I really do as a person. But sir, I mean, God help me, sir. Some people are good parents, and some people are punk ass parents. And for people, if my son came to me and said, "Daddy, I'm a German Shepherd," first of all, I'm gonna say, your ass ain't never been to Germany. And your shoulder ain't served enough to be a shepherd, and we damn sure not gonna put the two together. Now, so get your ass outside and go play some fucking football or something. Because I'm with Trey. When a kid, Easy Money, you just said, "Who am I to tell a child who they are?" That's your fucking job. It's your fucking responsibility to tell your fucking kid. Your kids don't even know what kind of cereal they want to eat in the fucking morning, and you're gonna allow them to be a goddamn balloon?
That's not even close to what I said.
You said, "Who am I?" Hold on. I want to make sure I'm right. You said, "Who am I?"
I said, "Who am I to tell a person what they are?" To JT.
Oh God.
Oh my. Okay. Are we talking about the kids?
I'm your father. That's who I am.
I wasn't talking about kids at that point, but we can.
We are talking about kids, though.
We've been talking about kids this whole time.
Yeah, come on.
I wasn't talking about kids when I said that, but we can go back to the kids. That's fine.
You move the goalposts like a woman.
Hey, Easy Money. You took it. So are you saying that kids? Hold on, guys. So are you saying? Are you
in peanuts?
Or Easy Money? Are you saying? Because I want to make sure I'm clear. Are you saying that? Let's talk about the children. I believe the children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Listen. Are you saying that if a child tells you, "Mr. Easy Money, I'm a puppy," you're going to allow that child to be on all fours acting like a fucking dog?
So I'm going to give you my troll answer, and I'm going to give you my real answer.
No, I want your real
for a few minutes. But it's obvious that they know that they're a child. They're not a dog. They don't have fur. They don't have paws.
The fur makes a difference. The fur, the fact that they don't have fur.
No, hold on. Now, you just made a valid point. So then you would say, so not only would you say that to children, you would also say that to adults. You walk up to a trans man with his dick and say, "Hey, listen, you have a dick. You are a fucking man, and you know you're a man. When you woke up this morning, your dick was hard, so you're not a woman." Are you able to do that as well?
Why am I telling a grown man what he is?
Oh, either we are man and we teach right and we stand in what's right, or we stand in what's wrong. And I think that the problem that we're having in our community is we have easy monies on the left, and you have Black Men Unfiltered, JT, and the rest of the gang on the right.
Come on, Mr. Morals. Didn't you just sit here and talk about morals? What's right and what's wrong, right?
Right, and you just said somebody, a 12-year-old girl. Oh, if the law changed, you'll be with a 12-year-old girl. But the laws have changed for a man to identify as a woman and to get all the benefits of a woman, and you would still not get those benefits that person would get. Don't you think that's a moral value? Don't you think those are moral values and morals that are wrong? Are you not willing to say
that's not my journey? That's not my journey. That's not my journey. I know fully what I am.
So hold on. So you'll say that a 12-year-old. So you'll say that you'll move the goalpost with the 12-year-old and say, if the laws change tomorrow, you guys will be dating a 12-year-old. Okay, so it's not your job to tell a man he can't date the 12-year-old if the law changed.
I didn't say you couldn't.
Okay, so you would agree.
You're doing that right now.
Right. So you would agree. Yeah, because we got, and you know why they're doing that? You know why 12-year-old girls out here looking back at it and throwing that ass back? You want to know why? Because they have fathers who say, I can't tell her who she is. I can't get on her. I can't put the rules down. I don't have a backbone. I'm not going to tell my kids what to do. I'm not going to whoop my daughter's ass for getting out of line. I'm not going to whoop my son's ass for getting out of line. I'm not going to I'm not going to say anything to my children. I want to be their friend. And Easy Money, like I said, I love you as a brother. But it seems like you want to be more of your children's friend than their parent.
Where are you getting this from?
I'm getting it from your reactions and how you say things. Who am I to tell? So for entertainment purposes only, God forbid, if your son came to you and say, Daddy, I'm on my way to school this morning. You say, okay, son, Daddy, I'm a 9mm today. Bow, 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 bow. What do you say?
I laugh and give him a high five and tell him go about your day. So I know he knows he's not a 9mm. Like, what are we talking about?
Right, but so then these trans kids who are 12 know that they're not fucking girls. They know it. So why are we respecting their pronouns if they already know? See, you brought up the 12-year-old. You brought up the 12-year-old.
Wait. Why can't you respect the pronouns? That's different. That's a different conversation.
Because you just brought up the 12-year-old for the older men.
That's a different conversation.
Pronouns are delusional.
Exactly.
Trey, you have pronouns. What are you talking about?
What the fuck?
No, I have the correct pronouns.
Exactly.
But you have pronouns.
You cannot just pick and choose.
You have pronouns. What are we talking about?
And
if I call you the wrong pronoun, if I say, hey, Trey, what's up, girl? Hey, she, you'll be upset. What are we talking about?
I've been a he and a him since I was born.
Okay, so if I call you
if
something outside of that, you would be upset.
If I woke up tomorrow and said I want to be they, them, I am delusional.
Why can't you be they, them?
What the fuck?
Write me a story using only they, them.
So hold on. Hey, easy money. I'm a big easy money. Hold on, y'all. Because I'm on the road. I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get off. Easy money. You mean to tell me my wife finna laugh her ass off? You mean I'm a big dude and I'm a big dude. I can't say I'm they and them. I'm still one motherfucking dude. You understand? No matter how big I get, I'm still one motherfucking nigga. I'm not they. I'm not them. I'm not over there. I'm not a group of motherfuckers. And it's delusional as fuck when you greet a person and you say, hey, girl, how you doing? Don't call me girl. I'm them. Well, what the rest of you motherfuckers at? You know what? Let me tell you something else. If I'm having it's a shame. I heard a comedian say he was having a party and his friend said, I'm inviting them. He said, okay. So he went and bought a whole lot of goddamn food, pizzas, fucking dip, and say the people came over to the house. It was one fucking person. He said, wait a minute, bro. All this food, I brought all this food. What the rest of the people that you say them? He said, no, his pronoun is them. He said he wasted a whole bunch of fucking money on one person.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stop playing these goddamn games. They and them and Vickle and Wiggle. You got to stop playing.
BMU, don't forget. If they say them, that means they have multiple demons.
Like Black David. I had to get Black David in line. Black David identified as a motherfucking elephant. I said, no, you're not a fucking elephant. You fucking
Wait a second. No, Black man, don't disrespect Black David like that. Mr. Elephant, what are your pronouns?
Oh wow. Black David, he just asked you what he said, Mr. Elephant, what's your pronoun?
Don't worry.
Now easy money. I'm just saying easy money. I just hope and pray, because you say you're gonna give your son a high five. But with the world we living in today, right? Can somebody tell Morgan Freeman stunt double to shut up while I'm talking? Listen. The world we live in.
I know you ain't started my culture.
Thank you. The world that we're living in today, we can't. If a kid tell you they're 9mm, and they go and the police officer say, "Stop, son," he said, "I can't stop. I'm a 9mm." Foul. They're gonna shoot his ass. Because they may think he does have a 9mm, right? The world that we're living in today, you can't let kids go out and say what they are. You have to be. The Bible says, and I don't want to say the Bible, but I had to. The Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go. And just like my son, you are he, him. My daughter, you are her, you're she. The vagina was made for the penis. The penis goes into the vagina, the ejaculation happens, meets the egg. 9 months later, there's that nappy head little baby. That's how the world works. All this other shit where they talking about this. I heard a motherfucker the other day says 36 genders. Where? Trey, where's 36 genders, Trey? 36 genders. So what are we now? Bicycle seats? With silicone, super glue, PlayStation stick, PlayStation 5. What the fuck?
The crazy part is Easy doesn't even believe this shit himself, because you have a wife and you have created the reproduction process how many times? You've done it yourself.
Trey, hold on, Trey. Look, this is my last thing, and I'm finna get off. This is my last thing. So easy money. Since you so easy going, what if one night you come home and you walk through the door and your wife said the kids are gone? They're at our friend's house. I want to spend some time with my baby. Come here, Boogaloo. And you walk in and she got candles lit, dinner on the table. And you say, sweet. And you go in the bedroom and y'all kissing and going on and having a good time. And she's rubbing your back, and all of a sudden you feel something go in your ass. And she said, tonight, since you don't care about genders, tonight I identify as a man, and I'm finna fuck the shit out of you with this scrap on. What do you say?
No. Yeah, I didn't consent to that, so that wouldn't be right.
Easy, before you answer.
That'd be the R word, since I didn't consent.
Black man, you and I are gonna have a conversation about your very descriptive.
They're very specific too.
That you have. It's a little off.
Now, again, I want to give this man perspective, because he says that there's no gender and people can be who they want to be. So if your wife chose to identify as a man on your anniversary and fucked you in the ass with a strap on, would you be okay with it and accept the fact that she's identifying as a man on your anniversary night?
Easy. Are you going to accept the gender bender?
No, because that wouldn't happen. That's not how gender works.
Huh?
That's not how gender works.
If she identifies as a man, she said, "I'm Mr. Mark." If she said identify as Mr. Marcus tonight. If she said, "I'm Mr. Marcus tonight," what happens?
That's not how gender works.
That's what the kids say. They say it's fluid, and if you do it for drugs, it ain't gay. So you good?
All right. So real quick before y'all call CPS on me. So yes, my children understand that there are men and there are women. We leave it there for them because they're children. To get into any conversation beyond that would be confusing for them. And on top of that, I'm not the person that really needs to be teaching them that. I'm still learning it myself.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
what are you learning?
So you agree with?
Well, boys,
that's not what I said.
Easy money. Easy money. Yeah. Look at the screen, man.
Look at this.
Fuck. No, that does not happen.
Cap.
That's not how that works.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know Ricky old school because he said front room.
Yeah.
The one with the plastic on the furniture.
Now easy money.
Yeah.
I want you to be careful because again, all these guys are not going to be there with you when the camera go off. So don't say nothing that's going to incriminate you. Okay. So when you get off the phone, she be like, you know what the fuck I be telling you. Don't get on there acting brand new. Right?
That's not how that goes.
And so she coming in and slap you on the back of your fucking head right now. It's going to be a domestic violence case.
She's not going to do that.
How do you know?
That's not how we roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. That's why you got that door locked behind you, goddamn.
Exactly.
I know it's open.
Oh no! This Mr. Payne. This is a new day and time. Okay, so she's texting him, and she that's why I keep looking down this phone. She said, "Bitch, when you got off that motherfucking shoulder, beat your ass."
You get over here and bend your ass down. Shit. I don't want to hear you.
Little Red. She said, "Little Red Riding Hood, I'm gonna knock your ass out when you get off this phone."
Not in the bit.
Also acceptable would have been Kool-Aid Man.
Hey, Payne over there killing himself laughing.
Out of her pants tonight.
Hey, now listen, hold on. Before I go, Simon Hectic, don't come on. Listen, Simon Hectic, he gonna come in here and preach a UK sermon. So y'all gonna have to put brakes on him, okay? Hey, JT, make sure you put brakes on him.
Too.
Yeah, he gonna be talking to UK shit, talking about flipping burgers butt naked with socks on, watching Maury Povich. Listen, don't listen to him, okay? Listen, Simon, how you doing tonight, man? I'm gonna speak to him before I go. How you doing?
Yo, what's up, black man?
I'm okay.
What's up, black man?
Hey man, turn your camera on so we can look. Cause last time I saw you, boy, you had your hair grew out with that cow lick. Boy, you was looking like a Minnesota mosquito.
Yeah, but these chicks keep sending me pics in the back chat email and all that sort of shit. So I'll be
boy, you look like a back row deacon. I said, what? Simon going through something?
Oh, hell no.
Yo, man, these chicks are crazy. So,
that's what the chicks do. So you got AIDS or something?
No, I'm just saying, like, I want to be at my worst because, like, they still be sending me like pictures and stuff.
Man, I saw a picture of you when you came up on the camera. I said, "What the fuck going on?" You really did. I'm telling you, you look like an anorexic Della Reese. I said, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, I'll be staying in shape, motherfucker. What the?
Your cow lick was to the left. Your other hair was to the right. You had, I mean, I could see the words coming out your throat. You had lost so much weight. You was like 15 pounds. I thought I was watching a Pixar movie, Ants or something. But anyway,
yeah, you're right.
So what happened? Bad pussy?
No, I don't fuck around pussy, man. Like I don't.
Oh, you don't fuck around pussy. This is the wrong show for you, brother. If you don't do pussy,
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, Easy Money may want to talk about it, but the rest of
it. Yeah, I don't play pussy, man.
Much love to y'all, man. I'm almost there, man. Got another hour, 30 minutes, brother.
You had to wipe. I know she dying laughing next to you.
She over here rolling. But but man, I love y'all, man. Y'all have a good night, man. Thank y'all for supporting JT tonight as he guest host, man. And and congratulations to Mandrell. He did win first place in the step stool contest. So we want to pick a shout out to Mandrell. He was able to make it over the step stool, so shout out to him. But anyway, y'all have a good night, Simon.
Mandrell just got first place in getting back to the real life and trying to pick up some fucking cherry juice. He don't know shit. But anyway.
All right, man.
Yeah, so real quick, JT,
You have anything left of this damn video with Mr. Jeezy and shit, or is it? We way past it.
Yo, now you niggas want to talk about some shit. Okay, cool.
It'll be lost now, man. We done took this guy.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure,
Hey, JT, I just
you understand that shit. Madro ain't done that shit. What you talking about?
I'll say two things and then I'll hop off. I appreciate y'all letting me on, man. Like this last day has been crazy. I've been up almost 24 hours at this point. So what I do, and I think some of you guys understand what I'm trying to do. Like I'm it comes across as trolling, but ultimately what I'm trying to get across is there's different ways to think about things.
Nigga, get some sleep, nigga. You said
I will.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I've been up.
What you doing? Cooking? You cooking?
Nah, just it's been busy, man. I didn't get a lot of sleep. Went to the gym, worked all day, helped hang up the TV. It's been a crazy day, man.
I'm sure.
Was in the city last night, kicking it.
Get some water, bro. Get some water.
Doing city girl stuff.
I was doing hood rat stuff with my friends. It was great.
Smokes with cigarettes.
Black and Miles, man. We don't do cigarettes. I'm in that middle generation between cigs and vaping. We black.
What generation you're in, nigga? This is a problem that we keep talking to ourselves about. Ain't no fucking generation, nigga. Like we keep talking about this shit. It's boring.
Wait,
like,
what you called me? wait, say nigga again. I want to hear this. Say it again.
Nigga. No generation, nigga. That's why I call
No. Say it like you said it, like nigga, like.
No, you seem to think you're in some sort of generation, right?
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're not. All it is you and your wife, if you have a wife, and that's your world, and that's what's gonna happen. And you're gonna live and die by that fucking realm. Like we keep putting up this bullshit, and by the white man's world, we're gonna turn around and conform to their fucking ideology about what we're supposed to be. And that's exactly what you just did. It's like Y generation, X generation, this generation, that generation. No, we're black people, nigga.
That shit sounds so proper when you say that, yo.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Man, that's it.
Why are we conforming to this shit? Why are we conforming to this shit? Crazy. Make you. Yo, Jesus.
Man, you a crazy wanker, dog. You a crazy wanker, dog.
Oh Jesus! Why did you say wanker like that? It's Wonka.
Wonka. Yeah, there you go.
You can't even do the accent right, bro. Stop it.
No, I can't. No.
You ain't gonna sound like nothing but an ingrate until you die, bro. Stay where you
at. I can smell the beans and toast in the air, man. It's great.
Wake up in the morning and figure out the woman that if you're ever capable of actually sort of having a woman that's gonna compile with your shit and do some like real natural stuff and actually be backing you, praise that lady. Don't be up on here trying to fucking rock with niggas that don't know shit about that. That's why I respect Black Man Unfiltered, because he has a fucking wife. Like at the end of the day, if you don't have a wife, I don't know what the fuck you're talking to me about.
Matter of fact, on that note, I'm gonna go kiss my wife in the mouth and go to bed. Y'all have a good one, man. I appreciate the time.
Yeah,
you're gonna kiss her on her rear mouth, aren't you?
I mean, if she asked me to.
Oh my God!
I love that pretty woman, man. Whatever she wants.
Easy, buddy, eat booty.
If that's what she wants.
What's wrong with that?
Guys, I'm gonna play the before we have our final thoughts, bro. And right here. All right, brother.
Final thoughts. Yeah, I gotta go. Let me. You want to hit this up first, JT? How you want to do it?
Yeah, I'm just going to play the
rest. I can tell you that I'm disappointed. I can tell you that I'm uneasy, right? But again, like God has put me in a different path, and that path is going to entail for me to take care of myself and to love myself and to be in the best situation that I can thrive as someone who's been through
This
all the
nigga's
things that
been
I've been
paid,
through.
man.
It's
What the
kind of
fuck?
something you can't explain.
Yeah, you can't. The real thing is like, I don't like to fail in anything.
Me either.
I
don't want to lose. I don't want to fail.
You don't want to fail,
Me
especially when
either.
I know what
You've poured in.
right. And as
Both
I
of
said
these
across
niggas been
from you, like
paid.
I can only be responsible for myself.
True.
And I can only do what I can do. Right? And I can't expect someone else to do what I'm doing.
But did you go to therapy with her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So you actually
Oh.
addressed it,
Right.
tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening. Well, then shit, you tried.
Yeah.
I don't know about for you, but for me, it is a switch.
Right.
And when that switch
Is
goes
that what
off,
that was your
Nah,
switch?
nah.
go
That's,
on.
that's some
Man,
lonely ass shit, man.
Yeah.
Lonely ass shit.
But I had to realize for myself that anything that happened in the last, year and a half of my life, that shouldn't have nothing to do with me.
Oh, okay.
Didn't have anything to do with me. I was not embarrassed.
Oh,
I was
you don't want.
the way that Black people stood up for me and the way that Black women were like, oh no, you don't do that to her. I was shocked because I didn't realize that what I had done or what I've done in my career had so much impact.
You didn't realize that?
No, not at all. And I'm not even being like funny.
You're America's sweetheart. Like, it's crazy.
Well, shit.
It's like,
He being funny.
Ew, you don't do that?
I don't regard myself in that way because
Right.
it's always really about the work for me.
Well, I'm going to say this. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm sitting across from you,
Yeah.
which is why I wanted to have this conversation with you, because I want to personally tell you
Yeah.
that you embody
Yeah.
what a well-minded, grown-ass
Jesus Christ.
Black woman is supposed to be like. And we stand with you always. And the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because you are my sister. And this is a safe space for me to say what I need to say. Because at times when we're at our lowest, we need our sisters. Just like you guys need your brothers. And that's why this conversation was so real, because I hope and I pray that this conversation can open up different conversations in our culture about being there for each other and not being at odds with each other, no matter what we've been through. And I gotta give you your flowers. You've done an amazing job at maintaining your integrity throughout your career, right? And as a person that you be, and it meant the world to me to sit across from you and just to tell you my story. As a man, I just hope that our women, Black women in particular, can see this and give us a safe space. Really, women all the way across the board, because we as men, like, we're hurt to be vulnerable to tell your partner that, right now I'm in a bad space. We going through it out here every day. You wouldn't even imagine, right? And there's no safe place for us to land. There's no safe place for us to have these conversations. We can't have it with our homies. We can't have it with our brothers and our partners, because it doesn't resonate.
Doesn't translate because they don't have life experience.
Right. And they don't have that empathy there, right? They don't have that mothering, that nurturing thing, and this is like, for me, it's real, because, when you buried as many people as I have, right? Or seen people go to prison for long periods of time, or just seen people fall to the wayside, they're all missing a certain element. And that element is to be able to have a safe space to process. Because when you're in pain and you're in odds, and I've been in pain most of my career. Like, I've been the angry Black man for sure.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just mad at the world, because I'm like, why do I have to keep fighting these battles? Not that I'm not a fighter, right?
No, we all are. You don't want to have to fight through it. It should be a joyful experience.
And if you do, you want to be able to at least process with that with somebody who feels your pain and understands where you're coming from,
Mm-hmm.
and probably can give you some insight of what they think, but it's safe. And I feel like there's no safe spaces for us. And to answer your question, I'm gonna take your homework. I'm gonna go home.
Did I give you homework?
Yeah, because I hear where you're going with this. I'm gonna write my list of people that I should forgive.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm gonna forgive them because my sister told me that it's okay to do so.
That's right.
I hope you don't think I'm soft, but I'm doing it.
You were not
Sister
soft.
said I'm
No,
doing
you
so.
got to, because otherwise we're carrying. I need
Yeah.
to. Listen, I need to write the list.
Well, won't you write your list and I'll write mine?
Listen,
Right.
I want to see whose list is
Yeah,
longer,
that's
because
right.
I got some shit on my list.
Right.
I don't know about yours.
I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your energy. I want to thank you for your realness. And I hope you understand how many lives this is going to affect and change, because I promise you, a lot of the anger and resentment and the dumb shit that men do is coming from a place of not being able to be seen or heard, right? We're demonized, and I can only imagine what it's like on the woman's side. But I hope that this will open up, just that dialogue of being able to talk to each other. And like you said, being on the same team rather than fight each other, because I'm going through a real hard moment in my life. Like, I feel it's something that I would have, gave my life for it to work.
The last question that I have is, we have established that everything starts with love. But I don't think we can grow into that real deep love and acceptance that this whole conversation has been about without forgiveness. So what do you do when you know you have to forgive someone? For me, I'll tell you what I do.
Okay.
When I know that I have to forgive someone, when I'm in my bed quietly meditating, I literally send them love vibrations.
Oh my
I
God.
literally send them, visualize the person.
Jesus Christ.
Love
Yeah,
vibrations.
this is
Because
the
by me releasing love,
this is the cringiest
Crazy,
interview
please.
I've
I
ever
can't take
seen.
I
no
no
more,
longer
bro.
have to be
This the last
connected
video, bro.
to the negative feeling.
Right.
Of
She don't
being
get her
hurt and
aligned
disappointed.
chakras out of my
I've
face.
actually sliced that, chopped that down. You don't have access to me. There may never be another conversation, but energetically,
Right.
I know that I can send love to someone, and it actually helps my healing. Now, whether they receive it or not, I don't really care.
Right.
It's more for me.
Okay.
And sometimes we don't need an explanation from the other person as to why it's so important to forgive. But I promise you, you could do all this work that you're doing right now. We could do all have these conversations. If you are not able to forgive, you will hit the wall again.
What?
Well, I'm going to say this, and I received that. I don't know if I'm sending anybody love vibrations in my bed, but what I will promise you, I will write
That
my
was
list.
fun.
See, this is why I'll say things.
No, because I was honest. You're like,
Is there a
no,
mercy
I'm
rule
not
or
sending
some
no
shit
love
out there?
vibrations because it ain't feeling like that right now.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write my list,
Yeah,
and I'm going to forgive,
yeah.
but I'm not going to forget.
But see, I'm looking in your eyes, and I'm not really buying that.
I'm going to forgive, but I'm not going to forget. That's halfway, right?
That's halfway.
Okay.
That's it. That's the end of that shit. That was a lot of motherfucking salad.
Bro.
Salad. That motherfucker said some of the most goofiest shit right there. In them love, I don't want to deal. Why not just be like, I don't want to have nothing to do with your motherfucking ass and just leave bygones. Fuck all that other bullshit. All this, I'm sending them, certain types of energies and shit like that.
Bruh.
What the fuck, man? Question to you, brothers, is this. Is it even conducive for a man to have conversations with women that he is not involved with and take their advice? Is it conducive for a man to take women's advice? overall. I'm just gonna leave it at that, and then you guys can take it however the fuck y'all want to take it.
Let's go for it. Who wants to go first, man?
I'll go. No, don't shoot me. There are situations where we should take a woman's advice. If you need to figure out what fingernail polish you need to wear, if you need to figure out how to get your grandmama's recipe for the cake and all that, yeah, but when it comes to man stuff, and you can even probably get a woman's advice on how to present a present to a woman, how to play out the fairy tale drama that women like to be a part of. If you ain't proposing or you just want to present something nice, yeah, you can take some advice from one, because most of us we'll probably just hand it two in the box, but like, here, baby, I love you. That's a celebration to us. So yeah, something like that. But other than that, I don't know. I have these conversations with my wife, and I just had to tell her, say, look, when it comes to sports, when it comes to cars, when it comes to man stuff, if I say what it is what it is. Don't try to butt me and go back and forth. No, because you're not going to win. But, my wife is making sweet potato pie. Hey, babe, what I need to put in the sweet potato pie? And she'll tell me how she do. So I take that advice. So I don't know. Other than that, it's going to be hard. And taking somebody random advice, no, it ain't going to happen. Because more than likely, her life is messed up anyway. So that's all I got.
Brother Payne.
Yeah, listen. I mean, it was hard to listen to the end of that shit. But the interview itself showed that he shouldn't be taking no advice from her, because he couldn't do it when she says, I'm sending out vibrations. He said, okay, that's a bridge fucking too far. He actually said it. I got all this, but I don't know about no goddamn about. I was waiting for her to talk about crystals and shit. Yo, listen. Like I said, I'm still in the quandary over why they had this interview in the first place. Okay. And I hear where you're going, and the point is, and they kind of touched on it a little bit. He's in a breakup with a woman. We're never gonna know why they left. That's fine, okay? But you can't tell me you didn't see none of this shit before you married this chick. And that's the problem I have with all these fucking guys who get, divorced from women and stuff like that. You can't take the innocent road. You ignored all the red flags. You married her, had a kid. Now the child has to be shipped from across the goddamn United States from one house to another because they live on different coasts. And so why did you do it in the first place? Just stroke her, man. If you want to have sex, just have sex with the chick. And so I'm just not buying it, man. I'm just not. I mean, listen, we got everyday, average, ordinary Americans living lives of quiet desperation, and they ain't got no goddamn money. Inflation's killing them. The fucking criminals are encroaching all around them, and they're trying to make it happen. And here's a guy and a lady who have star power, a little bit of money, and it sounds like they got more fucking problems than everybody else. How? I'm not buying it, man. How can an everyday, I'm gonna set up on this one. How do everyday average people exist out here without sitting down here with an interview whining to somebody about crystals and whatever the hell they're talking about? And they live, and these people live lives that the average person won't even get close to, and they got problems. Stop. Just shut the hell up, man, and live your life, man. Sit down and talk to some regular ass people. Talk to a guy who has to do a 9 to 5 and ask him how his life is going. Ask the chick how her life is going, and listen to her story. Listen to his story, and then you can say, "God, man, you guys still fucking have to carry bags home." I just can't take it. All right, that's where I'm gonna land it there.
Reckless, what you got, bro?
What was the question again? Because our pain, obviously, all this being his fault, told a story that made me forget what the hell we were talking about.
All right, Ricky, my man, take it light, brother. Most definitely. Okay, so the question was, shit, I almost forgot it. And that's why Is it conducive for us to be talking to women, getting advice from women, having this
Oh
exchange?
yeah. So if you lose something in your house, if you need to find something in the kitchen, if you're trying to figure out what she needs while she's at that time of the month and raging, if you need to find something in the low shelves of anywhere, yeah, you can definitely take advice from a woman. That aside, just about any damn thing else, no.
You know, fucking chauvinist. Well, I am too. I'm just bullshit with
Yeah,
you.
100%. Like I'm just like, bro, I see women all the time. They don't know shit. Like they just don't. Like I'm sorry. Like they don't know things. Like I'm like, you can look at societies where they're in charge. You can look at the fact that they're the most educated, but apparently generational wealth, which they also talk about all the time, isn't manifesting itself, even though they're getting all the money. They're literally, you got chicks on TikTok right now telling people that you can't listen to white people about money because they
racist.
Like, I mean, they just say stupid shit. Like, why would you talk? Also, why would you take advice from somebody who's never been held to any type of human standard in her entire life? What advice does she have to give? She can't even be a good human on her own. Like,
how many women do you think, Reckless? How many women do you think agreed with her when she told Jeezy to just send some vibrations?
Bro, all of them. All of them.
Lovely.
All of them
You
did.
think
All of them did. You know, whenever chicks start saying shit like that, I just start taking their pants off. Like that's literally the response. Be like, oh, chakras and with the stars. I'm just like, yeah, cool. Get out these pants real quick. Like, I'm gonna align your lower 3 chakras real quick, and then I'm gonna leave your presence. Like, yeah. 100%. All the women were like that. They were just like, we resonate. I'm like, cool, get out of your clothes. Thanks. Yeah.
So listen,
you got Trey.
Yeah, that I saw most of the Trey.
Yeah.
What you got to add to it, brother? Do you even take advice from women?
No. I wouldn't waste my Hey, listen, why? What can she tell me about the male experience? That's like me trying to tell her what a period feels like. I have no fucking clue. I can't tell you what it feels like, and I wouldn't even try. But what happens is we get a lot of women who want to tell us what the male experience is and how we should be living our life when you've never walked a fucking day in our shoes. There is no savior coming to pick us up. There's no government coming to save us. We either got to go get it or we're homeless and living out on the fucking street. That's it. That's all. That's how it rocks for us. No, I'm not listening to you because you can never give me good advice. You have no experience. You have no experience. Every job that I've ever had, the women were paid the same amount of money as I was, but they never had to do the shit that I had to do to get the fucking job in the first place. We're not the same. So no, I don't listen to you. No, I don't. I need you for one thing and one thing only. I don't want any more kids, so I don't need kids. I need you for one thing, one reason. That's to satisfy my carnal desires. That's it. That's all. As far as I'm concerned, that's all you're useful for. And I will continue to say that. I'm not an emotional guy. I'm not going to sit down there and lay on your bosom and all that bullshit and cry my heart out. I can see exactly why young Jeezy got played the way he got played by Jeannie Mai. He's a pussy. It's very obvious. In there talking about bullshit with her. Rambling, bambling, giving her flowers for what? She ain't done nothing. As far as being a black actress is concerned, somebody tell me the role that won her an Academy Award. Somebody tell me anything that sticks out and you say, you know what, man, Nia Long was amazing in that role. She really carried that movie. She really carried that movie. Even in Love Jones would have been the closest to it. She still was outshined by Lorenz Tate.
The closest to it probably would be the whole thing with Lorenz Tate on Lorenz Not Lorenz
You
Tate.
talking about
No,
AJ?
Love Jones. No. Not that one. The one she did with Tay Diggs.
I just said that. Love Jones.
No,
No,
you're
that's
talking about
Lorenz Tate.
my best friend's wedding. Talk about my best friend's wedding, right?
Best man.
She's a supporting actress in that movie. She's not even a lead.
She was a supporting actress in all except for Love. Well, she was a co.
Exactly.
No. Listen, we don't have to be. I mean, Trey, you're not fitting, but you know what? People did like Nia Long. I mean, in general, she had a positive thing. I don't know if this whole thing has helped her with Ima Duka. You know, you got a little bit, but yeah.
She got.
Let's talk about the results. Why do we always do that? What are the results? She's a single woman. She's got a child with a man she's no longer with. Her results are she ain't like that. She is not Savannah James. She is not Pauletta Washington. She ain't like that.
No, she's not.
Plain and simple. She can't even keep her man. She can't even keep her own man happy. He went somewhere else. She went somewhere else. At the end of the day, no, I'm not listening to no woman. The best advice I've ever gotten in my life was from another man. And that was from my uncle. You know what my uncle told me? You know my uncle told me? He said even women don't like women. And that was the best advice he could ever get.
That's true. I got it. JT, before you go, let me just say one thing. I have to go backtrack. I did get one piece of advice from a woman that stuck with me for right now, from 19 to now. She said, "Rich, the only power a woman has over you is her pussy. If you give that up, you're lost forever." I thought that was pretty good advice. and never. And so from 20 on, this shit never happened again. You know, so I give a call. I'm looking for that chick too. Because I want to pay her some money or some shit. That was some good advice. Anyway, go ahead.
It's cool to be on a panel full of dudes that just don't give a fuck. We don't care shit about what these women say. I just remember being a teenager and motherfuckers kind of cared a little more about what girls wanted, but we already knew what that was about. But as we get older, we start being more and more honest about we really don't give a damn about the advice that women can give us, man. So I think that's just what it is. Especially when you get married, you just don't give a fuck no more. But then you got these thirsty ass dudes, motherfuckers come out here talking about let's talk about our feelings and shit like that. And they just end up losing. Those are the losers. I ain't gonna even lie. Those are the motherfucking really.
Women's advice to men is self-serving. It's not. It doesn't serve the man. It serves them. Everything they got to tell us is what ends up trying to be in their benefit.
Yep. That's definitely it, bro. Most definitely. But man, we are coming up. Shit, we over the 3 mark. So
good show, man. JT, I appreciate you letting me up.
Man, I appreciate you guys coming over here, supporting, man, just like we support Black Men Unfiltered. We support one another, man. Look, you guys let people know where they can find you. Reckless Ray, let them know where they can find you, bro. Do you do most of your shows in the daytime?
No. So Guns and Butter is a Thursday evening show. We're postponing it this week, so I have to go do stuff with my family, and I'm just not going to be able to get out of it because I'm not that much of an asshole yet. I'll get there. Right this year, I'm going to go see my family because I work all the time now, and I don't get to see them, and then after a while, they die, and then they get upset with me. So I'm going to go see my family for the day in multiple different modes. But under normal circumstances, Guns and Butter is an evening show. And then I've got my 2 shows that I do throughout the week. One is crypto focused and the other is financial strategy focused. Since it's Crypto Bull Run, both of them have a little bit of crypto. Well, the one that's normally just financial strategy has a little bit of crypto roped into it right now. Also, another fun fact for a non-monetized channel is I've got my I'm negotiating my first sponsorship, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, like people in the crypto space, which is what I was targeting anyway, are starting to notice, and the information actually is good. So people want to get on the train early. So
I went over to his channel, and my whole dead crypto portfolio, just that one trip over to his channel, it ain't dead like it was before. So I was glad I went over just that one little show. I said,
look, there's gonna be some light at the end of the tunnel. Trust me.
So I advise anybody who wants to talk about crypto. I tried to invite my boy to come on. He just forgot about the time. But
go
ahead.
We'll be doing some more stuff. Like I'm really, obviously it's bull run season. So if there's an opportunity for me to actually get some positive momentum in the algorithm, it's going to be the next 16 to 24 months. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's my channel is marriage, politics, and sports. I just put videos on there. I just put another one on there about sports today. And, so I just go all over the place. I have themes to my videos now, right? Either politics on the divestment from the Democratic Party, or my theme about women. I find little clips on TikTok everywhere where women are telling women how to do better. So I have a Let the Women Tell It series. And then I have a sports series called On the Swivel at the Sports Bar. And so today I was just talking about the daggone in-season tournament that the NBA has going on. So it's not a bad thing that they're doing.
Right.
So that's it, man. So I got videos over there. So I don't have hardly any subscribers, but what the hell, man? I'm just something to do. Because if it wasn't for YouTube, I'd be writing, and it takes a lot longer time to write. So if I could just vomit the shit on the video, it's much better.
Yeah, most definitely. And you Mondays, you doing
your Monday here on BMU. I got to figure out what we're going to talk about this Monday coming up. I'll figure out something real good. I try to collaborate with BMU on that at 6 o'clock on Mondays here on his channel. I'll come up with something.
Arpain, I got one for you.
Good.
Why my back hurts? A boomer's tale. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
Hey, Trey Ferg, man. Go ahead.
I just enjoy coming up here, man, speaking to guys, man, about guy stuff and trying to make life better for everybody else who ain't in that space. You can find me at your local couch, reclining chair. I'm retired, man. I just do what I want when I want, man. So I just, I'm blessed to be in this space, and life couldn't be better, man. Listen, I ain't gonna give up what I got to be out on these streets with y'all single guys. Y'all can keep that. I ain't going nowhere. I done got my man cave together. I'm coming to the basement.
Yeah.
You want to date over here? Bring my favorite beverage, and you will get a notice.
I got Thanksgiving all set up, man. I got the turkey and the prime rib ready to smoke tomorrow, man. It's family coming over, so that's
my baby cooked everything. I got what I get. I got some. I don't know what. I got a block of cheese for some macaroni. That's it. She does everything. She does everything. I'm the outside guy. She the inside woman.
There you go.
That's her space. I'm gonna be eating, watching games, falling asleep, waking up all day. So whatever's on, y'all won't see me. But I appreciate y'all, man. It's always good. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your holiday. Everybody take a bath this weekend because it is a requirement and not a trend.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's true.
Absolutely. All right, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody for showing up, supporting next week. I think Mandrell and them, I'm not sure if they're going to be back on the show next week. We'll find out. If not, I'll be doing another show over here. That's about it, man. I'm getting ready to get my ass up out of here so I can lay down. My girl cooked up everything. I'm about to rest. I have been up, bro, since probably about 5 o'clock this morning, and I still got energy. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I changed my diet a little bit or something. But once I sleep now. It's about to go down, and it's going down in the town. I haven't. It's just since I've been kind of like changing up my regimen and I done took a couple of different types of supplements and stuff like that, man, and changed my diet, man. It's just like, damn, this energy is kind of dope. So I appreciate all you folks, man, for coming up. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to Black Men Unfiltered. And we about to get the hell up out of here, y'all. Black David, are you there?